Done. That was. Hello, welcome everyone to the second day of the Youth Summit. We welcome you, Bonaventure, you are welcome. Chris, you are welcome. Dave, you are welcome. Fejiro, you are welcome. Ipin Moya, you are welcome. Samuel, you are welcome. Lukman, you are welcome. We welcome you to today's edition of the summit, and we are good to go. If you have people around that are supposed to be here, they are not here, beep them, let them join right now. This is where it's happening all over the world. This is where the information is happening. This is where the empowerment is happening all over the world. So we want to welcome you all. Today we have a great lineup of sections for us today. And I'm going to go through all the speakers that we have here today to us. And we'll do a brief recap of all what happened yesterday. Some of us that couldn't join us yesterday, we'll do a quick recap for us. So I want to welcome you. And today is going to be a great day. From yesterday's event, it was power-packed. We have recorded all the information for you. If you're on the WhatsApp group, you will have seen the slides from yesterday's edition. And today, we are good to go. Yesterday, we have our mommy in the house, Bibi and Pankwa. A slide has been dropped on the WhatsApp group for us. And she dropped a link. All the links have sent it to us. So if you are around yesterday night or yesterday and you just want to comment on how yesterday's section was to you, those the impact you received yesterday, you want to comment on it, can you raise up your hand? I'll give you opportunity to talk before we launch out today's section. So just raise up your hand, I'll give you opportunity to talk. You are part of yesterday's section and it has really impacted you and you want to talk about it. Maybe the light bulb moment for you yesterday and you want to talk about it, just raise up your hand and we'll give you opportunity to talk. So there are people just joining us now. We can see that some people have not activated their audio, so you will not hear us. So one of our team members will send a chat to the group and they will be able to respond to that. So anybody like that, before I move on with all the information we have for us today? Anybody, raise up your hand, we'll give you opportunity to engage the house. Okay, let's start with Samuel Olowonyo. I will unmute you now and just tell us how was yesterday's section. How did you feel? You can unmute yourself and talk to the house. Samuel? Hello, Samuel, you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
And yesterday, let me say, it's a great day for me because I'm able to gain something. So that is it. In fact, I very well, most especially the section Kazim or Larewaju and there's mommy or Tola. So I really enjoyed it yesterday. Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for your contribution. We really appreciate that. Any other person who wants to make a comment or contribution about any aspect of yesterday's section that I imparted you? If you missed that session, it has been recorded, and it will definitely you, for the people that have paid for it, you'll be able to access it at the end of the whole section. So if you don't want to make comment on the group chat, can you just drop for us in one word yesterday's session? Just drop it on the group chat in one word yesterday's session. Drop it on the group chat in one word. How was yesterday's session to you? In one word. Drop it, drop it. I'm waiting for us. In one word, how was yesterday's session? Okay, I'm waiting for us. I believe some of us were around yesterday. How was yesterday's section? Okay, some people are already dropping comment. Mind blowing, eye opener. Jibrin said eye opener. Aro Chavez said mind blowing. Austin said was very fantastic. Awesome, awesome. So as we start today, I want to appreciate all our viewers all over the world from different parts of Nigeria and other parts of African country and in the US. Thank you for connecting with us. People watching through YouTube, people from our viewing center in Ondo State, thank you very much. We really, really, really appreciate you. Today, I'm going to start the section by continuing part of the presentation I have for us yesterday. And from there, once our speaker for the first session join us, we'll start his section. So yesterday, I was sharing my slide on how to access grant opportunities, loan opportunities, and business opportunities. And yesterday, I stopped at where I showed us how to get information from the internet, how to get information from the internet to access grants opportunity. So I'm going to do some practical for us this afternoon. I will actually go to this website. I know that some of us have not been to the website since yesterday, so you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, the impact of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go through those websites for us so that you can see the opportunities you can actually apply for right now. So I will go online for us now and share it with us. So I will open them and share with us. Opportunitydesk.org, the opportunity for Africans. Opportunity for Africans. So I'm going to do that for you now and actually go to those websites and tell you what to do. I will also open my own website, adetunle.com. Once you know what to do, it's much more easier for you to be successful in life. A lot of people have been successful just because they follow footsteps of successful people. The first, can you see my screen now? If you can see this website, say I can see it. If you can see this website, just say I can see it, I can see it, so that I know we are on the same page. Can you see the website? Opportunitydesk.org. If you can see it, just type I can see it. Okay, Adekunle Babalola say I can see it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, great. Olumimi says I can see it. Great. So once you go to opportunitydesk.org, you will now come here to look at latest opportunity. Now, you need to know your niche. Are you in the energy sector? If you are in the energy sector, this application is for you. This is British Council Several COVID-19 Student Policy Challenge. So if you are a student, this is your grant application, and this application will end in the next 9 days. In the next 9 days. Let's move on. DAAD Doctoral Scholarship. If you are looking for scholarship or now to travel abroad to study for your PhD, this is an application for you. If you come here, you see 5 tips to write killer scholarship application. So these are articles. Now, when you go to a website like this, I said yesterday that look for a place where you can drop your email. Now, latest opportunity by region. Now, if you want them to be giving you information to your email, you come here, you just press your name. My name is Dayo. Here you call Adetiloye. Here you put your email, Dayo Adetiloye at gmail.com. Then you click on submit. Once you submit, it will take you, they will just show you successful. When you do this, when you receive information, when they have information on latest grants opportunity, you will receive it in your email. And if you come here, you will see opportunity by region: Africa, America, Asia, Australia, Europe. So if you click on Africa, you will see information along that line. Now let's look at other things. You can see conference. If you like training and conferences, global training, this is where you go to. Scholarships. This is scholarship for undergraduate is available. Short courses, online courses, master's program. We have PhD program, postdoctoral program. You want to do your postdoc, you don't know where to do it. You want to study abroad, in Africa, in Asia, in Australia, all these places, you get them. See grants, see competition, awards, see fellowships, see jobs, internship and volunteering. This is their blog. This is search. If you want to search for Africa, opportunity in Africa, you just click on this. Once you click on that, it will search for you. So this energy is for Africa. This digital human rights lab is for Uganda only. So if you are from Uganda, I know some people are from Uganda here. Maybe you are watching via YouTube Live or you are on Discord. Then this is where you get that. This is doctoral scholarship and all that. Let's go to grants, because I know a lot of us who are looking for grants. That's why we are here. Now, yesterday I explained to us that grants is not just about money, that training opportunities, other applications, they are part of grants opportunities. So here, 2021, One Young World, Novartis, led 2030 challenge, SDG 15, $50,000 grants. You see what I'm talking about now? If you receive this kind of grant, your business will never remain the same. This is for Southeast Asia. British Council Researcher Link Climate Change. If you are working on climate change or you are in the environmental sector, this grant is for you. British Council Climate Change, okay, that's that. We are Family Foundation Youth. This is another grant for them. So this is just one of the websites that I'm showing us. All of us say we can see it. Very good, thank you. This is one of the websites. So ensure you drop let's look at their job internship. There are a lot of internship opportunities. If you are a young graduate here and you have been looking for a job and you did not receive job, then look for internship. This is World Youth Alliance Internship Program. This is Adobe Research Internship Program. This is Goldman Sachs. In fact, Goldman Sachs is one of the organizations that I encourage people to apply for. Goldman Sachs, they have good internship program. This is Google Software Engineering Internship Program for PhD students. So if you are doing your PhD in the engineering sector, this is an opportunity for you. So this is just one website. Let's go to the other one, opportunities for Africans. Opportunities4Africans.com. Now, this also has a similar package to the other one. So we have call for application, we have scholarship, fellowship, internship, newsletter, and we have a disclaimer. All right. So if you come here now, let's see some of the latest opportunity they have. Let's look at some of the latest opportunity they have. The Economic and Social Council Youth Forum 2021. This is a good opportunity for us that we can actually be part of. This is another one, DSTV says Technician Media Graduation Program 2020 for young South Africans. So if you are from South Africa here, this is your opportunity. Look at this one, Google Research Scholar Program 2021 for early career. These are opportunities. Now, what are you supposed to do here? Number one, you can like their page on Facebook. I hope some people are also opening their own website and confirming some of these things. You can like their page so that anytime they are on, then you can definitely join and receive the information they are sharing. Now let's look at where you can submit your email for more information from them. Their own is not by this side, but there is a place that you can join their newsletter. And let's click on their newsletter. Okay, you see their newsletter. You put your email, first name, last name, and subscribe. I always advise you to subscribe to their newsletter because they will combine all this information and send to you. Most of the time, they don't, you might not be checking the website almost every day, but you are checking your email almost every day. So that's the idea behind this. So we have internship opportunities, we have scholarship. Let's look at scholarship for undergraduates. Scholarship for undergraduates. Let's look at scholarship for undergraduates. So you can see undergraduate scholarships, Thomas Jefferson Tunisia undergraduate scholarship for young Tunisia to study in the US, fully funded. When you see fully funded, then definitely is fully funded. Our first speaker is around right now. In a few minutes, we'll be introducing him to us. He's ready for us and he's good to go. So within 2 minutes, we will be able to bring him on board. So this website, please do as I've instructed us to do. Now look at my own website. So when you get here, what you just do is you open any of the let's look at our Black Friday promo. You open any of the articles. At the bottom of this article, you will see where to drop your name and your email. Once you drop your name and your email, then you click on subscribe. So you receive updates. Some of you are here because you receive updates about this training that is ongoing right now. The Black Friday, let me just run through it for us. What we sell for 20,000 within this Black Friday, you can get it for 5,000 naira. So we have over 100 already written business plans that you can adjust on your own. And like you can see on Monday, it's going to close. And the Black Friday is where you get discounts all over the world. So let me just quickly take us through. You see Adire Kampala business plan, automobile business plan, auto repairs. We have over 100. Cassava, catfish, cattle, beef production. We have over 100 of it. So we've dropped this link to us on the WhatsApp group. So instead of 20,000, you get it for 5,000. And for the purpose of this summit, you also get it for 5,000. We also have our business plan training combo. It's a course. If you click this link, it will take you to the course. The price is 20,000, but you get it for 5,000 during this promo. Let me click it for us now to see. Let's wait for it. So a fair proof formula for writing grant winning and backable business plan without paying a consultant. So we discovered that there are some of our clients, they don't have enough money to pay for our services. So we were like, let's train you on how to write this business plan on your own. We don't have to write for you. And that was it. So if you click on this link, you will see some of our materials there, and you will see where you can pay. Get it now. If you want to get it now, you come here, you see where you can pay and all the information there. So those are the things I want to quickly share with you. This summit is practical. When you give you any link, please go to those links and go and open it. What is there? Like one of our trainer yesterday share a link with us where you can download his PowerPoint slide and some of the other resources she asked for us. So please, let's be practical. Let's share those links. Our guest speaker, keynote speaker today is Aran. I will greet us, then I will go through his profile. You're welcome, sir. You can unmute yourself now and just read the house.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Dio. Or is it good afternoon now?
Yes.
Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, we are hearing you.
Okay, I just need to be sure that you can hear me. So let me just
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dio.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Oh, okay. Good evening, everybody. First, I have to apologize for coming late. I've been on the road since like 4 hours now, just because of this summit. I've been longing to be part of this summit, and I think I'm glad to be here. Again, I want to apologize for coming a little bit late. So, of course, I want to believe that as much as possible, I'm going to whet your appetite regarding what we expect to know in terms of measuring impact, business growth, and the likes. Mr. Dio.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So we are going to go through the profile of our guest speaker, to very short profile to introduce him. Mr. Stephen Dada is a social entrepreneur, a development consultant, and a community development specialist with more than 16 years of combined experience in strengthening and facilitating delivery of development assistance to MSMEs in selected region of Nigeria. He has been part of different organizations that understands the use of participatory and inclusive approaches as a means of influencing policy direction of the government to better the lot of small-scale businesses in Nigeria. He has worked with the US-based Jimmy Carter Foundation, World Bank Fadama Project, and the German Technical Corporation. He is presently the Economic and Employment Policy Advisor for the German Agency for International Development, GIZ, where he doubles as the state office coordinator. So today he will be sharing with us on the topic measuring impact, influence, and income. You know, our topic is building massive, our team rather, is building massive impact, influence, and income in post-COVID. So we are looking at his own presentation. He will be talking more on measuring the impact, the influence, and income. So with a standing ovation, with an emoji clap on the Zoom group chat, let's welcome Mr. Stephen Dada. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Okay, so you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Dio, for that little presentation. I'm not sure, can I remove my video, or is it okay like this? I'm getting some kind of
feedback. Okay, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, okay.
We can hear you clearly. Yes.
Great, great. Thank you very much. First and foremost, like I said, I'm going to apologize. Do I know my duration for this presentation? How many minutes? Yes. How many hours?
It's 1 hour, but you are speaking for 30 minutes. Then we take question and answer for 15 minutes because we're already behind schedule.
Yeah, behind schedule.
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so just to be very sure that I know some of my guys who are already on this Zoom call. And again, you must have been expecting that, look, this summit, this ninth edition, I am really going to make massive impact. Let me put it that way. So I said something now, and I want the first finger to just type on the chat. That is my way of now paying back and saying I'm sorry to Dayo Adetiloye organization. And I will just ask a very simple question. The first person who is able to type on the chat to be sure that you get what we are saying, we get a token of 3,000 Naira credit. So what I will do is very simple. And the question we all know, but the magic finger, the first person who can just type some of his staff. So the question is, which edition are we currently undergoing this Zoom meeting for this summit? Which edition is this?
Jairus has gotten it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
So, wait, Mr. So, is it possible to, yes, I'm seeing they keep them coming. Oh, Jairus.
So Jairus is the winner.
Austin Ayomide and Oluwafi Sayomi. Okay. Nice. So let's do it like that. We got 3 winners already, the first, the second, and the third. So they are going to split it into 1,000 Naira each, even though I know that is a peanut as compared to what Mr. Dio and his organization will give to you.
Awesome.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So it is a way. So let me just quickly pull up my PowerPoint presentation. Since sorry. Sorry, just can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Mr. Dio, so please, can you permit me to share my screen now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry, just a moment, please.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Sorry, Mr. Dio, I think I will have to send to you so that you can help me share from your end. So that you can share from your end if possible.
Okay.
I just put this together already so that we can have an idea of what we are talking about. I think I already sent to you.
Okay.
Can you please help me pull it up?
Okay, working on that now.
Okay. Mr. Dara, are you still there?
Yes, just give me 2 minutes. It will be up now.
Okay.
2 minutes, it will be up.
So while we are waiting for that, can somebody quickly tell me what they have learned so far since the beginning of this summit? If they've learned so far since the beginning of this summit. Mr. Dad, please. Okay, great.
Yes.
Yes, please. Yeah. So can somebody quickly tell me what they have learned since yesterday, I suppose?
Yes. If you want to talk, please raise up your hand or you make comment on the group chat.
Chat box.
And make
Okay.
your comment on the group chat. And if you want to talk, just raise up your hand. We'll give you the opportunity.
Anyone?
Nobody yet.
Okay. Okay. If there's none, so I want to presume that
okay,
everybody is here with us.
Somebody make a comment how to make our dream a reality.
Great.
Oluwafisayomi said how to make our dream a reality.
Excellent. Nice.
Okay, they are coming now. Yes.
Why I'm asking this question, not because I also want to get response from you guys, but I also want to know whether you are part of this Zoom or maybe you are doing something different. You know, at times some people just latch onto an online or a virtual meeting. We call it making a political appearance. They just appear, you can see their name, but they are doing some other things. And if you really want to make massive impact, especially in this present era that we are, we also need to pay attention to little things because you can never tell where you're going to get that information that you're looking for, where you're going to get it from. So it's very, very important for us to understand what it is we are talking about. Like I told Mr. Dayo before this meeting that I would try not to make it like an academic exercise where I will just project slide and people will be reading from the slide. You will not have the time to really peruse what is being discussed or what we are talking about so that you can ask questions. Yes, it is good to, I mean, this is what we do every time. This is what I do every day, try to make a presentation and stuff like that. But again, we have come to realize that when it's a virtual meeting, it is also very important for individuals to also now pay attention to details. In fact, it could even be error. It could even be something that you're saying that you really don't understand, that you want to understand. So not really looking at the slide, then you make it like a teacher to a student kind of relationship. No. My presentation so far is going to be interactive, like you can see, like I start. So let's just get straight without boring you. Next slide, please, Mr. Dio.
Okay.
So here I'm looking at the narrative. And what is the narrative that I'm looking at? I'm looking at a word before, during, and after COVID. And what exactly we're also talking about when it has to do with information dissemination. Most of the thing I will be saying may not be on the slide, but just pay attention. In any performing area, in any given area, either a local government, either a state, either the world, as it may be, there are 4 key elements that makes things work. We call it the 4 I's. I as in inducement. I, letter I. We call it 4 I's. That is I in 4 places. One is investment. The other one is incentives. I'm not sure I'm too fast. Investment,
right.
Incentive, information, and innovation. Now, if you look at these 4 I's that I just mentioned, just keep it somewhere. You can keep it in the parking lot. Investment, incentive, information, and innovation. If you must make massive impact, my dear friends, this 4-letter word must be somewhere written, either in your diary, either on your phone or something, so that you can begin to think. Thank you very much, Ms. Arowo Safe Olubumi. Now, what I'm talking about is also reflected in what we're going to be talking today. The famous Professor Marvin, he is a renowned economist. He has said it over and over again that the world is changing. This was actually written even before COVID. He said the world is changing. Now, are the business models of the past going to fit the challenges of today? These were the questions he was asking rhetorically. Will this same model generate the good growth that government and society as a whole are increasingly demanding? That is normal buying and selling. I went to the market to buy something, I want to resell it. Tomorrow I go to the market, I want to buy something and resell it. This is the kind of business model that we have known for years. And he's asking that in this new business context, it is time to revisit the breadth of information. Don't forget, I mentioned information as the first part of those key elements used to make decisions and to judge long-term successes. This is from Professor Marvin King. You can also read about this, from the name, just Google the name, and you can get that. Please, could you, the next slide, please, where we're talking about context. Now, in terms of context, the truth of the matter is we all want growth, isn't it? Everybody wants to grow. And if you are talking about impact, it means, in fact, you can't be talking about impact without first talking about advancing from where you are to where you want to be before you begin to make impact. You understand? What I'm saying in a nutshell is that if I am a businessman, before I can begin to make impact, either increasing the number of my employees, increasing the number of outreach, the people that reach out to me, and the people, the number of mouths I'm able to feed, it means that yourself as an individual, you must also want to grow. So, like we have said, we want to grow, yes. People need growth to sustain their livelihood. Yes, that is the truth. Government also need growth to maintain employment and promote well-being. It is also true that all businesses need growth to satisfy their shareholders. Now, like Mr. Dio read out my profile, I work as a policy advisor. We also have the lens with which we look at businesses. Government also have their own lens with which they look at businesses. Just like you as a businessman, you also have the lens you are using to look at you as an individual. So I am trying to combine these 3 focal lenses for us to understand what we're talking about. So if at times if you see the way I mentioned government, I'm saying how is it possible that government also look with MSMEs in a whole lot of perspective. Now, if you're talking about growth, we can now be talking about growth of yesteryears in a completely changing world. I hope you got my point. You can't be talking about impact of 1986 in talking about impact of 2021. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. The next one. Thank you very much. So now the question is this: what are those things that are changing? Even to a blind man, he can tell you that yes, something is happening in the entire world, where you ask people to stay at home for several months, where you can't go out of your own house for several months, even though people will say this is an infringement of my right to move. But the truth of the matter is the government also has a right to say, do not move, because you move it at your own peril. Now, what is changing? The question is this: the business environment has changed significantly in the last decades. Am I right or wrong? If we are saying the business environment is changing significantly. Is it right?
Yes, it's right.
No, Mr. Dayo, I want people in the forum to at least say something.
Say something, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, yes. But it does appear that Izaru said that it's only on the platform. Oh, thank you very much. Now, there's a global shift which is creating a new normal. And what do we mean new normal? People are now leveraging on technology. People are reducing face-to-face interaction. People are trying to see how they can also innovate so that they do not catch what they call the pandemic, which is the coronavirus. How is it possible for you to do your business going forward without also catching this virus and even also maximizing profit? Now, they have also said that by 2020, you can also check this out, it is projected that 7 of the world's largest starting economies will be emerging compared with the few currently. This shift will bring with it the rapid growth of a large new middle class, notably in China and India. And you know why I detest this kind of statement? Because nobody is looking at Africa, nobody is looking at Nigeria as a case study. So the question is, with our population, is it not possible that we are also now being mentioned in the scheme of things when it comes to the global, at the global level? If you say in China and India, there is going to be the largest economies, what is stopping us as individuals from also ensuring that this thing is happening? You understand? So it is just, I'm just trying to let you know those narratives where people think that Africa and by extension, Nigeria cannot also make mark when it comes to impacting knowledge in terms of innovation. I read very recently that one of the scientists that is ensuring that people stay alive as a result of this vaccine that they're also trying to develop is a Nigerian. What it means is that an average Nigerian under his brain and brow can also now develop and make things work. The final slide on that page says, competitive advantage based on access to cheap labor and material will become a thing of the past. Instead, the global battle for talent and access to knowledge will increasingly be the basis for competition. I completely agree, and that is why I talk about information, innovation, investment, and incentive. We all have this, and we are saying that as Nigerians, as individuals, under our brains and brow, we can actually develop our potential. And you know there's a difference between potential and kinetic energy. From elementary physics, we are made to understand that a potential energy is that energy at rest, which all of us are. It is deposited in all of us, that kind of energy that is lying somewhere. For us to convert such kind of energy into a kinetic form, that is energy in motion, 1, you need to read. 2, you need to attend this kind of summit. Then, most importantly, you need to be a friend to those who have seen it all. For instance, Dayo Adetiloye is my very good friend. And I drawn to him for this is not the first time I'm asking Mr. Dayo to help me develop business plan. You must be wondering, yes, developing business plan. This is not also the first time I'm running to him that, look, please, I need assistance. So I see him as a resource, as a wealth of experience where I can seek for information. Some will have this kind of people, but yet they do not want to get information from there. So these are the elements we are putting together to see these are the things that are actually changing in this in the world, and hence the need to also now develop ourselves, grow, and make massive impact. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now, what is business growth? Like I told you, I am not here to be your lecturer. Neither am I here to now begin to give you lecture. Now, we know that growth is good, not only as business, even as individual. By the time you are through with your university or you are in school, you are already seeking, people will say, lot of joy, school, technically, they are telling you, yes, you are through with school, you are a graduate, but there's no growth. You understand? However, they might be talking. Can you please start my video from there? So what I'm saying is that at times, if you are a graduate, for instance, year one, you are still searching for a job. Year two, you are searching for a job as an individual. People are likely to say, he's gone out of school, but yet he's not gotten job. But don't forget that you can begin to develop yourself even while you are doing that. There is no growth, but underneath there is development. It means it is not you that finished from secondary school or from university that they know. You have known how to develop business plan. You know what it is to do pitching. You know how to also get finances. But people are still looking at that you that finished from the university or maybe from secondary school. So you can see that growth, development is embedded in growth. So at the end of the day, if you're able to now explore, people begin to see that you are not where you want to be, but now you are now at least advancing. So an expanding economy, company or individual will usually be increasing sales and strengthening its position in the market. However, growth isn't a strictly divine concept, like I told you. In this article, we will now explore what business growth is, as well as why it is important for small businesses. Now, please let me also let you know that the mere fact that you employed one person after 5 years does not mean that you are not growing, because there's no one-size-fits-all definition to what business growth. I'm not talking about business growth means. What this means is that it might also be that you are prioritizing something differently. Maybe you want to get some more land before even employing. Maybe you're also thinking that what an additional employee can do, you can also do that. So this, in a nutshell, is a simple definition of what business growth is. Next, please. Mr. Dial. So in this context, in this small-scale business context, we are looking at growth in different dimensions. A growing business is one that is expanding in one or more ways. One, we look at revenue. If, your revenue is growing, yes. If your sale is growing, if your business is already of value, like for instance, I'm not sure what that your Detilo's value was when it started. It's the same value. By now, it must have amassed a whole lot of recognition from international organizations. In fact, the German Agency for International Organization, where I work for, is also recognizing Daya Detiloe as a company that is also now creating a lot of value, creating a lot of impact, and also now carrying out a lot of massive sensitization on the need for people to also go into small-scale businesses. So that is when you're talking about value. Is it in terms of profit? And if you are making a lot of profits, we have companies that are making a lot of profits, there is no value. Somebody will ask me how, why? That's why I said there's no side fit all. But if you must make massive impact, all of these things are embedded in what we're looking at. It may not be in the now. If I say now to what I desire to be, I will also be looking at the number of staff. For instance, that I want to employ maybe 4 by 2022, or I want to employ additional 5 by 2022. If I'm making a sales for me per day, I'm making 100,000, how is it possible that I'm going to increase it? So this, without really sounding more academic, these are things that we can also read more on that. Please go to the next slide for one on time. So this is the continuation of what I just mentioned. That, for example, revenue can grow without an increase in customer. If you look at that first slide, it's saying you can grow your revenue without increasing customer if the gains are caused by existing clients buying more. So looking at growth from the outside, some people will say it's still the same 3 people that normally come to buy that also come to his place. You understand? People will say, I only see like 3 different organizations that is working with, and that is all. But we are not sure if this same organization have increased the number, I mean, in terms of volume, what they are also transacting with, in terms of connection. Maybe they're also representing individuals. So like I said, business growth will be a function of different elements. The next slide talks about defining growth can be difficult. We have said that before. Those looking to grow their business should look at their business's goal to establish the growth metrics they find important. Now, I really want to use a small scale business, but I don't know how to go about it because I know we have different business. Some are into services, some are into production, some are into processing, some are into social entrepreneurship, like Mr. Daya did. So in this case, if I say where I reside, I want it to be that I want to solve the problem of water. I said that people carry jerry cans on their head, and I said, I want to deal with this issue. Now is dry season. My business will run from November till April, where there is water shortages. You know what I'm trying to say is that I want to solve a problem. Are you getting the point? I want to solve a problem. So the truth of the matter is that if 10 people are able to come to me to get water, and even during rainy season, it now increased to like 20, 25. What it means is that, of course, there is growth. So I'm saying this so that people will not be, downcast to say, we have been doing this for quite some time. We are not moving. You will set your growth parameters from the beginning. And that's why we're talking about measuring. How can you measure growth? How can you measure impact? How is it possible that at the end of the day, you know that people around you are also talking good about you? For some ambitious startup businesses, this could mean doing everything they can to increase the total number of customers, even if they make a huge loss in early phase of growth. This has happened to many of us. I give a practical example. My wife started a salon business here in Abeokuta, and I just let her be. I just wanted her to do her things, I just want her to learn through. And behold you me, sir. In the first 6 months, people were coming, students, it's along the Mapoli axis where students are residing. And when it's time for holidays, we are back home, nothing is happening. You understand? So people, they'll say, have they closed this shop? But the truth of the matter is, we're at home. Later, those guys who feel that, okay, you do everything to increase the total number of customers, let people be coming, they have to go because most of the time they discover that even when students are not there, nothing is practically happening. So, if you are seeing us in the first 6 months, we say, no, this business is actually booming. So as a startup, these are some of those things you really need to put into context before you can now say your business is growing. And it is the growth that we are going to measure. You cannot measure something that is retarding. You get my point? Next slide, please. Please, a slide backwards. Mr. Dio, a slide backward. Okay, thank you very much. Now, you also agree with us that most of the time, business don't grow. Even if not all the time, your business will not grow if you are not there. In fact, some people have said, if you are not physically present in your business location, those who are working for you, that is your employees, are likely to run you down. I'm not sure if you have heard that kind of phrase before, that look, it is good for you to be there if you want to start a business, because if you are not there, those guys that you have delegated responsibilities to may run you down. To what extent that is true, that is also subject to debate, because we have seen people who also put relevant parameters in place that you cannot even defraud. They are not there where the businesses are, but of course the business is moving. So also most of the business that are online, if you put the relevant measures in place, you really do not have to be there. But you as an individual, how do you put these measures if you have not actually grown to that level of also knowing what it is? Now, there are, if not 9, 10, or 11, I just try to condense this, that there are those things that drive growth in businesses. One, people with the motivation and ability to drive growth. Like you are now latched onto this platform, it means that you are not only here to waste your time. One, you want to learn. Two, you want to improve on what you are doing before. And possibly 3, you also want to make impact. When I'm talking about impact, some people make impact in their immediate environment. That is also an impact that is measurable. Some people make impact at the national level. That's also impact. Some is globally. So if you're already thinking that in the next couple of years, like Dayo, Adetiloye organization is known everywhere, I think I also want to be known. It's very possible. It depends on what you set for yourself. One, you have to be motivated. You have to ensure that you actually want to do that. Again, another driver is a strategy that you're adopting. What strategy are you really adopting to ensure that you want to grow? Now, why people are the driving force behind growth, there need to be strategy in place that can push the business forward. This could revolve around bringing in new customers, releasing more product, or entering new markets. Now, what I just read there seems as easy as it is, but the truth of the matter is that you also need to employ a whole number of strategy. It could be through customer service relationship. It could be through also scouting. It could be through also a one-on-one, through entering market. You, from day one, we already determine what it is that you want to do. When Mr. Dai was trying to tell me that I should do this, I said, even as a consultant, no matter how little it is, you have to give me something. But the word of mouth, can also pierce the bone and even the marrow. They say, Mr. Dada, we have something for you guys. Is it possible that you can help us, deliver this, that? Okay. Let me see what exactly I'm delivering. And the mere fact is that, yes, I'm delivering, but I'm also trying to make you also know who I am and what I do. You see, it's more like a symbiotic relationship. So as a business, one of your strategy may be, what I'm selling to you, for instance, is not to only benefit me because I need your money. You, at the end of the day, will also benefit from this. So one of the strategy that you can also use is what I've actually enumerated. Next, please, Mr. Dial. Next, please. So again, another driver of business growth is your process and infrastructure. Like I said, is it possible that as a business owner, every day you already set in place a mechanism where your organization also have a process flow that if you do not do A, you cannot do B? And do you have the normal infrastructure in place? By infrastructure, it could be your gadget, it could be that you have innovated to that point that you are on the website. People can get orders from you, maybe virtually and the likes. So these are kind of the strategy that also drive growth. Again, this is not a consensus, but you can just think it through to say as a small business. And a lot of people believe that this is so massive. No, we have people in Abeokuta here who are just selling, peanuts, selling little things, and already they have designed strategy for themselves to grow. So, and that's why I'm saying, without sounding academic, because when you present something on slide, it looks like something is too difficult, to do. But it's not difficult. It could be that you just have a system that says, okay, every morning I'm going to supply XY to YZ. In the evening, I check. If you are into poultry, for instance, every morning it is mandatory that somebody who is feeding will already fill in the chart. I don't need to be there. The person will just fill in the chart that I've been able to fill 2,000 birds, and one is sick, which we have already separated. So stuff like that. If you have this process in place, these are the drivers that can also drive growth. I'm sorry, Mr. Adayo. I hope I'm not taking much of our time.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So the other one is enough funding to make the above possible. How is it possible that what we have said now in terms of infrastructure, in terms of strategy, how is it possible that you're able to make this? The word enough funding in itself is used advisedly. Because a lot of people will say, I've been seeking for fund, I've been seeking for fund. Now, this design I told you about, you may not require fund. It may be that you just need partnership to get that done. It is true that money is important. You need to get some of these things. But we have people who can partner to ensure that some of these things are done. Is it to design a system? Is it to get something on Excel sheets where the person who will just send to me via WhatsApp and I can see? So these are things that my organization run away from spending. Mr. Dayo can attest to that. We do not like to talk about funding. You need access to fund, access to finance. The truth of the matter, they will tell you, money is everywhere. A lot of Germans are in Nigeria and they start laughing at us that, what? Somebody, you are looking for money to execute this? Come on, come on. You can talk to X, you can talk to Y. You understand? So, next slide, please. So, even though this is not numbered, it is also very, very important for us to know how is it possible for us to measure our business growth. Don't forget, I'm using business growth, I'm using impact interchangeably, because once you grow, the people around you also grow. And how is it possible that you measure your own growth and you measure the people? I told you, I give an example about, what do you call it? About solving the issue of water shortage. That is what they call a social impact. For instance, people in your neighborhood, even though they pay you, but they're able to drink water, they have access to potable drinking water. You are solving problems, you are making money, the people are happy. The day that you do not have water, that is when you know your worth. So I just want us to have that in our consciousness. So there are several ways to measure impact, and one of the ways to measure and analyze is, one, you define your long-term goal and determine your measures for success. I think during the course of my engagement, I've already said this before. Now, for me, I want to meet the need of shortage of water. And the need that I want to meet is that in the community where I stay, I'm going to extend it to 8 communities down the line in 2020, by December 2021. For instance, this is my long-term goal, that at the end of the day, I want it to be that I have like 30,000 or let's say 3,000 households that will come to my place to get water. I'm not sure you're getting what I'm trying to say. Now, what this means is that before going into that, I've already designed that I want to start a pure water business. And I already know that I'm starting now with maybe 500, but I know where I'm going. That's what we mean by you determine your long goal. Your long goal might not be for water. Your long goal might be that, okay, as maybe you are into fisheries, for instance, and you have 10 ponds, but now you want to go into maybe 20 ponds. You want to have archery. You want to have connection to those who will give you vaccine hormone to inject your fishes. You now want to go into feed formulation yourself. So these are kind of analysis that you're going to do from the beginning when you're trying to set up your goals. Next slide, please. I know that you can read this going forward. So you know that I want to believe that we all know what a goal means. That your goal must be specific. It must follow the SMART principle: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. I just don't want us to go into that, but I want to believe that you must have, of course, gotten that knowledge that any goal that you are setting for yourself must be specific. You cannot set goals in the cloud. You set goals that are specific and are achievable. So another way of measuring this is to have meaningful indicators. Now, what do we mean key performance indicator? I don't know if we have enough time. I will ask somebody to answer that. Maybe another 2,000 naira card for the winner. But I don't think we have enough time. Mr. Dayo, do we have enough time?
Okay.
For somebody to answer what the key?
Okay, we can do that. Then we open it up for question and answer.
Okay. Sorry. So another way is to have your key performance indicator. For me, what is my key performance indicator for success? You understand? If really I want to make this, I'll say number one is that people are not dying of waterborne diseases. If I start a water business and they come to my location, they say people are taking good water. If I ask people from Ministry of Health and they say in this community that I am, nobody has issues that have to do with water-related diseases, I know I'm successful. I know, in fact, they will mention my name and say, look, go to Mr. A, that man, no. In fact, we recommend him to supply water to some other areas. So for me, that is my own one indicator that will know that, yes, I'm able to at least measure success. In your own case, it may also be that as a fish farmer, or maybe as a clothes seller or whatever, people do not have issues that has to do with, as a fish farmer, maybe protein deficiencies. You understand? For the want of time, please, can you just go to the next slide, please? Mr. Dell.
Yes, we've moved.
Okay, yes. So now talking about measurement, please, measuring impact, measuring growth, measuring your profit margin and the rest of them, it's not something that is so academical that people will think you have to bring. My mom will say, mi okawe, but moka okolori. Apologies to those who do not understand Yoruba. What it means is that the human consciousness can also understand when you are growing and when you are not, if you put it that way. But the truth of the matter is that technically, you may think you are growing, but you are not. And that is why it's very, very important to gather and to collect data. As a businessman, you have to determine a process for tracking and reporting all relevant data. For instance, if today 28, one of my employees come to report to me that 2,000 birds have been fed, and I know in terms of kilogram, the number of feed that will feed, I have to record it somewhere so that I know that maybe next year, if I'm using the same number of birds, if I'm feeding more, the question will be, what exactly is happening? Is it that my birds are eating more, or is it that maybe there is pay frame? Maybe my employee is also trying to do, I mean, I don't want to go into that. But one of the way of also trying to measure if you're also growing or you are making impact is one, you have to track all the data that you have, and you have to track and monitor progress. For instance, if you have an issue to do with your customer coming to demand for goods or services from you, and day one, it comes to you day one with maybe 20,000 naira for a good worth 20,000 naira, and day two is coming for a good worth maybe 10,000 naira, but you are not there. The question is it that this guy is not really enjoying my services or there's an issue? So these are the things that are actually related to data, and it's very, very important that we must take this into consideration in going to business. Data gathering, data collection is much more important for us to go into business. So make sure that all business processes are included in your data gathering, such as marketing, sales growth, market share, product quality, workforce training, and budgeting. Next slide, please. Yes, I think we have also said this before. So in terms of competition, please, while you are making impact, if I'm giving people water and I'm very happy, some other of my competitors might be given the same water. In addition to giving water, they also be giving them sieving nets. I'm not sure if you are getting it. If my competitor now comes on board and say, okay, let us also enter this market, and in addition to giving water, like I normally do, maybe for 5 naira, he's giving them water, and he's also giving them a pot, or what do you call this, cold pot, where they can put their water, or he's giving them ice block and whatever. You know, at the end of the day, I will be out of market. So it is also very, very important to look at those guys that you are doing similar things. And how is it possible that once they are breaking, if somebody is giving them water and is giving them something as an incentive or something as a motivation that I mentioned before, then you also really need to be sure that you're also doing something so that it's very, very clear that yes, they are competitors, but of course, you can also be ahead of them. They gave an example here. Hacking into their computer network will be a clear breach of cybersecurity. For instance, when somebody say, go to sort that man that is selling water, you understand? Just pretend as if you want to buy water. Let us see what exactly the style they are using. Then it means that you are trying to get information that's one, unsolicited. You didn't even ask for anything. If I get hold of such individual, what it means is that when the person is trying to steal information from me and it's criminal, it's a criminal offense. So we're not saying this where we say try to look at what your competitors are doing. It's just for you to just track what they are doing. Some will say, let me hack this person trade secret. No, that is criminal and it's not also important.
Okay,
Next,
thank you very much, sir. We would like to take questions now from our participants because we are out of schedule already.
Oh, my apologies. So sorry.
Okay, sir.
But like I said, I have this the slide presentation and some other links that I'm willing to also share. So okay, maybe before evening, I'm going to also share this for you guys.
Very good. So if you have questions, our speaker would like to hear your voice this time around. So if you have questions, just raise up your hand and we unmute you and you ask your questions. So we have just 5 minutes for this section. So if you have questions, just raise up your hand quickly. Then we'll be able to have you. And if you want to type your question, please do, and let's quickly have that. Olubumi says, thank you very much, sir. If you want to appreciate the speaker also, please do. But we want questions now. Anybody with question? Quickly, quickly, quickly. Question, question, question. Just raise up your hand. Okay, very, very good. So, Jibrin, you are live. You can ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I want to thank the speaker, but he talks about the key performance indicator, and it's a major thing that you also use to measure your growth to see the extent to which you go. What of in terms of, for example, because he talks about you put a system in place and you are not there, the system is working. How do you measure the level at which these processes they work on these key performance indicators so that they will be for your system to be able to run even when you are not there? That's my question. How do you measure it?
Okay, great. So, how do you measure it? Your key performance indicator. We in response to that, let's have Jairus. Let's have your question. You can unmute yourself.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My question is, you said something about the value. You say when you identify an idea, a value or something that an idea, then you should create a value that you will get reward out of it. My question is, maybe you have an idea, like you mentioned boho. Maybe let me say it as boho. You have an idea of you want to be the boho for a community as a value. What you have for them, and you are not there, and you don't have enough fund to start it. And you're able to gather a little money and you push somebody, and that person now have the same idea. Hello, hello.
Yes, go ahead with your question.
Okay. And now the person still this the person that you put in charge to take in charge to be in charge of that the idea or the business that you want to set up, now still the same that your ideas and open his own the same thing because he has enough compound than you. What will you do to such a person?
Okay, if somebody steal your idea and open
The
your
same,
business, just the same
I
business. Okay,
copy
great.
everything, put there. Because you don't have enough money and now use another technology, another method to now improve it and take over your own.
Okay, that's noted. Let's get another person. Ige, let's have you. You can unmute yourself, Ige. Okay, if Ige is not there, let's have Yusuf. Yusuf, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Okay, Ige, you are here. Okay, great. Go ahead,
Thank you. I really appreciate the presenter, and I pray God should increase him in knowledge. Now, go to the question. I really want to know if someone really want to go into business and it needs some information. How do we really source the primary data as to someone who has been business? Some business owner would not like to disclose information to you on how they come about it. And you that are just a startup. So how do we get the next information that will enable us to do the planning that will make the business successful? Thanks.
Okay, that is how much we can get. It will respond now. Some people also have dropped some question on the group chat. So it will just take one or two, then answer so that the next speaker is already around the corner. So you can answer the question, sir. So you can unmute yourself, Mr. Steven, and answer the questions.
Okay, yes, it's difficult to unmute at some point. So thank you very much for those questions. Sorry, excuse me. Apologies. First and foremost, my good friend, also the first person that asked this question, wanted to know when we talk about key performance indicator, and how is it possible that you are talking about key performance indicator and a working system? Let me put it that way. First, I have to tell you that there are two different things. We talked about KPI as a means of measuring your success, measuring your impact. That's number one. A key performance indicator is one of the tools that is used to measure success, measure growth, measure impact. It's just a tool for measurement. So it's different from when I talk about innovation as to when you have a system that is working. I'll give you an example. Now, if you are in a place and you are not there, there's a possibility that you already read out your, what do you call it now? Your info, the requirement. Maybe they're going to fill the COIL log. It's just like a student who is also going on CWES. You understand? If you are going to meet somebody there, you have to write in a call log that you actually came for job that day. So when you get back to school, they can measure. So there are two different things, and I don't want us to get those things wrong. My second question here, I think a friend also asked, how is it possible that you have an idea and you put somebody in charge of your idea and the person steals your information? First, we will not be talking about IP, maybe intellectual property rights here, because this is an idea. If you say idea, you have 1,001 ideas flowing around in the wind. You understand? The mere fact that you have an idea and you put somebody there and the person stole, let me use that language, stole your idea and go and implement it somewhere. For me, it does not stop at that, because in Nigeria, if you start a business, somebody is willing to start a business. If you start a POS business, somebody is also willing to start. So it's allowed in business. And once the person starts a business, the person already becomes your competitor. You understand? The person becomes your competitor. And what it means is that you can now even use, maybe that will even force you to now be in the business, that you're already putting somebody there, because it happens everywhere. I was going to share my wife's experience with you. So if you have somebody who steals your idea, in fact, that is a crude language in a business sense. People do not use, and they stole my idea. If you are not a musician, that you say you stole is a copyright that you are stealing. No. If you are thinking of a business idea now, my friend, 1,001 one person is thinking of that same idea. So nobody is stealing your idea. How can you innovate? How is it possible that you have done something and somebody is doing the same something, that you want to do that thing differently? That is what you should be thinking about. And that is where innovation comes in. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's where innovation comes in, because nobody can steal anybody's idea if truly you have the idea. That's why even in writing proposal now, people will remove some of the rudiments and some of the ingredients and say, they will steal my idea. If I write this, they will steal my idea. But if truly this is your idea and you know how to go about it, the person who lay hold on that idea may not even progress. So quickly, I go to the next question. Somebody is saying, going into business, but need information. How do you need information? My friend, information is everywhere. Information about, for instance, if you come to me and you want to ask my secret of trade, I may not be able to give to you, because I will say, you don't know what I'm doing. You just want to learn all over a sudden. No. And that is why people even use DIY, do it yourself on YouTube. You can get information on the internet. You can also, do one-on-one with people who are master strategists in this area. There are people who are not actually in that trade, but they can tell you A to Z of what is happening in that trade. So please, my friend, you can get information as much as you can, you understand, on the internet, even though some of the information on the internet must also be verifiable. But of course, you can meet one-on-one. People who are in the business, they are sure to give you this kind of information. I don't know if I can pick one question from the chats. Yeah, somebody said, thank you, sir. For instance, the water issue you use as an example. What if a starter, if we are not able to add another team value to make the difference, can our manner of approach to customer make a difference? Oh my goodness, why not? I talked about customer relationship. Your manner of approach also matter. We have had people who will say, don't mind that person, no, he's trying to use water that is not pure when you're trying to demarket somebody. That is not a good marketing skill. At times people will just come, you say, okay, you want to buy water, okay, let me help you to take it home. We have people where I stay now in Abeokuta. If you come, you are a certain age, maybe you are an elderly person, The man will just ask his children, "Yeah, go and help this woman to drop water at home." So at times your relationship with those guys also matter, just like you have rightly said. Then Akintola Oluwafisaomi said, "Please, my question is, what is your take on taking a loan to start a business?" Well, first and foremost, I don't want to be quoted because, like I said, the business world itself is evolving. We have told people in time past not to borrow money from the bank to start a business, because what it means is that you are just going into, an area that you are not really vast. Let me put it that way. You do not understand what is actually happening. You just want to test the market. And don't forget, the person who has actually loaned you money is not interested in whether market forces has crashed you down, or maybe somebody somewhere has come to steal your idea or whatever. No, what they want to see that based on agreement, you are going to pay back. So most of the time, it's not an ideal thing. But yet again, we have seen people who have said, I think I've done enough, I've gotten enough information. I've tried this with people. I've worked with people here and there. I have some little resources, but I need an additional loan, which is equity. I have an equity, and I need something in addition to ensure that, of course, people are there. I mean, I can start my business. Yes, most of the time we also encourage that, but please, it is not encouraging to take your 100% loan and say you want to go and put it in business. More so that you are not a determinant when it comes to the third-party arrangement. I'm talking about the external factors. You understand? The policies of government. You can just wake up today and say they want to close border. You can wake up today and they want to say we're going to increase taxes. So my response would be that it's not advisable as a startup, because what I'm saying now, you say you want to start a business as a startup, it's not advisable to take up a loan.
Okay, we have another question here. Can you stop doing a business when you notice it is not growing and you've used all the strategy you need to use?
Again, the question will be from my previous presentation. My question will be, you really now need to peruse why that business is not growing. Because if you say, can you stop the business and maybe you want to start another one, it could be as little as your relationship. If you are talking about strategy, it could be as little as your relationship with the people who are coming to buy, like somebody asked, that is not making your business to grow. So if you go with that kind of mentality, you are arrogant, you know it all, and you go to start another business, there's a possibility that that business will not also move. Now, if you talk about after you have used all strategy, I beg to disagree. You cannot use all strategy for business. It could just be somebody to say, please give me guidance. It's this thing is not moving because let me use practical example. I have, I think 4 ponds. I started with 4 ponds, catfish, 18 ponds. And at some point, I discovered that I just sell at 450 naira per kg. That was then, I'm talking about 3-4 years ago, per kg. Because I also understand Hausa, and I know some of these guys who are in this fish business, they are Hausa people. I do not want to sell to anybody. I just sell to these guys. You understand? Not knowing that even the outside, the relationship with me and them is already making some people not too, comfortable to say what is happening. But some people are selling this same catfish for 600 per kg, and I have no knowledge. I'm just talk to these guys from the north because I know outside don't cheat people, outside don't do this, and the rest of them. You understand? That could be one particular, I've not done anything bad to my other guys. No, I didn't do it just because I didn't ask much information in that sense. So if you say you want to stop any business where you notice that is not growing, first thing first is to engage somebody. It could be that you also want to engage Mr. Dio. Sorry, my business is not growing. Can you tell me what? Then we'll not ask you. We ask you to tick some checklists. 1, what exactly are you doing as an individual to this business? Is it that you're also drawing up resources that is meant for the business and you say the business is not growing? Is it that you are the type of person that is so generous, somebody who is suffering, you can give them something, you know that your reward is in heaven? You understand? Or maybe your pastor must have told you that, look, this tithe, even though I'm not a tithe, I don't want to preach tithe, you have to take a certain percentage and do this, and they're already forcing you to do a whole lot of things. My brother, you may not be advised to stop that business. We'll ask you first to look at what are those things that is not making the business to grow. If it's as a result of external factor that it is not within your purview, then we can say, okay, change this business in this locality. It does appear that Everybody now has pump. The government already has set up a water board. So if I'm still selling water, I might not deceive myself in my locality when government has now set up water board and everybody now have pipe-borne water in their home. If I'm still doing that business, it's either I'm deceiving myself, or I'm not now living up to reality. So that would be my response. Any other question?
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Dio.
Awesome. I think that's all for today. We really want to appreciate you today for joining us for this summit. In the Zoom chat, please let's give a clapping emoji on the Zoom group chat. I appreciate our keynote presentation speaker today. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We really appreciate you. For the gift, we will send the phone numbers of the winners later in the day for the airtime. Then for other things you want to send to them, then if there is any way you want our participant to communicate with you, maybe an email or whatsoever, so you can put them in the slide so that when we send it to them, they can contact you on a one-on-one basis. We want to appreciate you, sir, for this opportunity. We appreciate you for your time. We know how busy you can be, but we thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to engage with you this afternoon. So thank you very much. Emmanuel say thank you, sir. It is a wonderful presentation. May God bless you, and we appreciate you. Austin say thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So there are a lot of thank you here. We really appreciate you, sir. You are great, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you very
so much.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thanks. So quickly, we move to the next speaker. Is already with us and around the corner. I will share with us his profile and what he will be talking about this afternoon. So I'm going to share his profile now. So we have Mr. Okon Richard, and he will be speaking with us on career development for impact, influence, and income. So I will share his profile right now for us to have an idea of who he is and what he will be speaking to us about. So just give me a few seconds to do that. Very good. So Richard Okon is a graduate of chemical and petrochemical engineering, first class honors from Akwa Ibom State University. In the last 3 years, he has leveraged his training as an engineer to kickstart a rewarding career as a business development and management consultant. As a business development consultant, Richard is well-versed in all stages of business development with extensive multi-sectoral knowledge and develops strategy plan for transforming ideas into business venture. He has written more than 100 business plans and other business documents, which include proposal, RFP, sponsorship, pitch decks, standard operating procedure, business model canvas, financial model for individual and international companies. He is currently a senior consultant and business manager at Diadetle Business Hub, a business consulting company with a 6 years track record of excellent service delivery for individual, MSME, and large corporation. Richard is committed to helping young people become a better version of themselves. He believes that personal development is a catalyst for career and business growth. So he has recently created a podcast platform called The Edge, where he shares insight about life and business and career. And Richard is here today. to engage us. I'm going to unmute our speaker to engage us today. Mr. Richard, you are welcome. First time in Youth Empowerment Summit. You're welcome, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Dayo. Thank you for the opportunity you've given me to share my knowledge and experience with the youth on this year Youth Empowerment Summit. Hope you guys are hearing me anyway.
Yes, we can hear you.
Very clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, and it is a privilege to be here to share my experience, my knowledge with all of you. I initially planned to use a slide, but I want this session to be really engaging, so I decided to, okay, maybe just speak to every one of us. So I'm not going to be sharing my slides. Maybe I can give it to him later, because I want everybody to participate, and I hope at the end of this session we'll be able to get much value. So today, my topic that I'll be sharing with every one of us is career development for impact, income, and influence. Career development for impact, income, and influence. And okay, career development for impact, income, and influence post-COVID. So we are looking at COVID, before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. So how do you position yourself for the opportunities ahead of COVID? So I want to start, first of all, from what our idea of career is. You know, before now, or even right now, for a lot of people, you know, they still think that career is basically, when we are thinking about career, our idea of career is often professional career, like maybe a doctor or an engineer or a nurse. So if you do not fall into this category, it's often difficult to really say that you are a career person. So before you call somebody a career person now, the person maybe is a banker, maybe is an engineer, or maybe is a doctor, is a nurse. And if you are outside of this clique, we don't refer to you as a career person. So I want us to, so today I want us to bridge that knowledge gap. Career is not just about an engineer, being a doctor, or being a nurse. It's far more than that. In fact, in real sense of it, career is whatever, or the thing that you do for a living is your career. So I want us to bridge down our knowledge to that level, that because for some of you, I don't know, I have not taken time to really ask, or maybe I should go into the chat box and ask. So how many of you here, I would like to have an idea of the kind of a thing that you do for a living. Is it, are you working? What kind of work do you do? Or what kind of career are you into? So that I will know how to address this discussion. That's the reason I didn't use slide, because I want it to be very participatory. So I'm in the chat box now. I want us to drop what career do you, or what is your career essentially? Okay, so I'm on the chat box, listening or reading the comments. If somebody's into contract and supplies, Dr. Tubechuku. Okay, other people, I'm presently into egg distribution. Okay, I'm still reading, because I want us to, the reason I want you to list out the things that you're doing now is so that we'll know how to narrow this discussion, because this discussion about career can be very wide. Career is so many things to so many people. And then so if we do not know that, we may not know how to narrow the discussion. I'm self-employed, a cyber cafe. I own a cyber cafe, which is the Street Computer School for, non-destructive testing, NDT, that is Mr. Jibrin. By general, I want to go into lubricant distribution. I'm into marketing. I'm into soap making and organic products, sewing and farming. A public officer, farming, home transportation. Okay, so essentially, if you look at it, maybe 20 years ago, or when we just finished from secondary school, or when you were in secondary school, and they asked you, what do you want to do for a living? Most of the things that you mentioned here were not part of it. You probably have said then that you want to be a doctor. You probably have said then you want to be an engineer, or you probably have said then that you want to be an accountant. So these are the things that people over time, identify career with. So we think that career is often narrowed to these things. But over the years, things have begun to change. So things have evolved. So the things that we never used to hear about have even come into place. So some people now are into digital marketing. Some people are, some years ago that wasn't a thing, but now it's a big thing. Some people are into, somebody says the content developer. Many years ago, if you ask somebody, or when they ask you what you want to become, you will never have mentioned that because you never saw that coming. And some people, software engineers, so many things are right around the internet that has come into place, which wasn't a thing then. The thing that we knew then was, all that were available to us that time, and we made our career choices based on those things. And because the market has changed, the economy has changed, people have also seen the need to, diversify into other things and start doing them. So career essentially is what you do for a living, and oftentimes require a significant commitment, lifetime commitment. So you commit a significant part of your life to it. So it's not just, if you are into soap making and organic products, it takes your time. That is what you are committed to for. It takes a significant part of your time. It's not that you are doing it maybe 1 hour and then you are doing other things for an extensive period of time, but you just commit 1 hour to soap making and organic products and you call that a career. No, career is what takes a bulk of your time. So it could be, you can be a public officer, maybe working in the government establishment. You could be in the private sector, maybe the banker or whatever position in the private sector, or you could be a business owner. Whatever you do that takes a significant part of your life or of time of your life, or require that commitment from you, is a career. And so we are looking at now career development for impact, income, and influence post-COVID. What this is about essentially is how do you position yourself for impact, for income, and for influence post-COVID? Now, let's go back to the career of a thing. Because I realize that there are some young people here. I know that some young people are listening to us over there in those states. So I don't want to just focus on the business people here, because the comments that I see here are obviously people that are already doing something, but there are also people that have not started anything. They are still thinking about what do they do with their life. What kind of career can they pursue? Or what kind of career should they prepare themselves for? So there are obviously people discussion. Okay, somebody says a research scientist and a digitalpreneur. So there are other people that right now, as we're talking, do not know what to really do with their life. And Also, for people that are already doing something right now, what you do right now is as a result of a decision that you've taken maybe 2 or 3 years ago. You say, okay, I want to go into this, I want to go into that. That's where you are right now. And one of the important things that I want you to do for those of us that are already doing something is to evaluate what you are currently doing right now. Where is it leading you to? The soap making an organic product during this time of COVID and after COVID, where is this taking you to? Where do you see yourself in this business? For the research scientist and digitalpreneur, what you're currently doing right now, where do you see yourself during this time of COVID, and where do you see yourself after this COVID? For other people, I think you, that is Emmanuel Oluwaleke, that you are into marketing, how is it currently going right now? Where do you see yourself after this COVID period? You have to evaluate what has been the impact of COVID on what you're doing right now. Somebody said, Dr. Tubechukwu, say lubricant distribution. How is that, what prospect have you seen in that regard? Why do you want to go into this? These are the things that I want to discuss, because essentially, choice of career, for you to make a very good choice of career for yourself. I'm talking to the young people right now that obviously do not know what to do right now, and then they are thinking, especially those of them are, in the university, have been affected by strike, and then a whole lot of thoughts have been coming to their mind. They are thinking, this course that I'm studying, where do I even see myself with what I'm studying in school, or what can I do with my life after university? So these thoughts may be coming to them. So I want to clarify this thing to them, and then together I will now bring everybody in. So if you are at that level where you've not really decided what to do, I want to give you 3 points. And at every point in time that because it's also possible that you're in a particular career, you want to, switch to another one. At any point in time, you're about to make a career choice. These 3 things are very important. Number 1, what are the opportunities in that industry, in that sector that you want to go into? What are the opportunities in your country? What are the job opportunities in that country for you, for that business, for that career, for that industry that you want to go into? You must be able to evaluate it and outline what the opportunities are for you. Because some of the decisions, some people are frustrated after school because when they made a choice of what to go and study in school, or when they made a choice of going to a particular career, it was just about what was the news then, what was the bandwagon, what everybody was doing then. So I know for some people, there were so many people that went into studying engineering because oil company job, you can get it and all of that. There were other people that are going to so many things just because of the noise around that particular career at that time. But they didn't take the time to look at it in the long term, into the future. What opportunities are in the long term, not just now, because a career is not just a 3 month, 4 month, 5 month thing. It is something that will take you, like I said, it will need a lifetime commitment. Like a significant part of your life is committed to your career. For those who are in the public service, you commit like 35 years of your life to service. And so if you are going to a career that you didn't really evaluate it, the opportunities there for you, you can get stuck. So what are you evaluating the opportunities for? You are looking at what are the opportunities for growth. What are the likelihood that if you go into this, you will be able to grow? What is the growth dynamics in that industry? Would you need to go and get additional degree or training to be able to grow? Or what are the opportunities for you for growth? How is it like in the country where you are? and what are the job opportunity, what are the business opportunity that if I delve into this career, I can, I can see this opportunity, and then okay, maybe I have these choices or these options for me. So essentially, you have to define the opportunities that are available in that sector or industry that you plan to go into. This requires you to think and to read, to do some research. So you don't just go into it and realize that, you spend 3 years and then, you are not comfortable with this, but by that time, a 3 years of your life is already committed to something that you can't make sense of it. So the next thing is your knowledge. This career that you want to, you are pursuing or you want to pursue, what do you know about it? How knowledgeable are you about it? Okay, if you are not knowledgeable, if you don't know anything in it, but you just have the interest, or maybe you've seen the opportunities, what knowledge do you need to get? And are you ready for it? So for example, you probably see that people that are into ICT or maybe into software development, they are making the big money right now, or people are into coding. And then there are numerous opportunities there for them. And because of that, you say, okay, I want to go into coding because you've seen the opportunities. And then you've seen that the fourth industrial revolution is going to digital, data science, artificial intelligence, and all of those things. So you're already feeling like, oh man, there are great opportunities there for me. Even in my country, there are so much opportunity. Okay, I like this thing, and there's so much money there. You want to go into it, but you do not know anything about it. So have you taken time to evaluate what you need to know? Because it's really important. It's not that, okay, you start, how will I say, you start calling yourself this, or maybe paint yourself this way, or you tell everybody you want to go into this, or you've already gone into it to realize that coding, programming languages, to be able to do this effectively, you need to learn so many things. And it is there and then that you realize that you're not ready for this. And at the end of the day, you've wasted some part of your life not still being able to figure out what you want to do. So you may want to evaluate, the knowledge that you have about this career. What do you know? What do you know? What knowledge do you have? If you do not know anything, it's not a crime that you do not know. The next thing is, if you do not know, what do you need to know? So you need to find out what are the things that you need to know. What are the things that you need to learn to be able to, make impact, make income, or being influential in this particular, career. And the next thing is then your passion. I brought your passion last because, most emphasis is often on passion. And you fail to evaluate the opportunities. You fail to look at the knowledge gap and what you need to know. All you're driven as is, I have passion for this thing. I have passion for this thing. So passion is not just enough. Passion is good, but it's not enough. You need to weigh your passion with what you know and the opportunities there. Because we are talking about impact, income, and influence. So if you are just passionate and there are no opportunities for you, you'll be frustrated. You just get frustrated, and which is not what you want. So passion is good. But first of all, look at the opportunities that are available, weigh your knowledge gap, what you know and what you need to know, and then your passion. So when we're talking about passion, we are talking about what are those things that come naturally to you. What are those things that come naturally to you, or that you love to do, or something that people compliment you for? This gives you an idea of, okay, so people say I can do this, people comment me for this, And I realized that I love to do this particular thing. And also, I see these are my values. You then use this, place it side by side with what you know, and then evaluate opportunities that are available to be able to make a good choice of a career that would stand a test of time, basically, because when we are talking about career, it's not short term. Short term can be the occupation, what you do in between time, but a career is a long term thing. So you need to weigh these three things before you make a very not very good, because times are changing. But you will be sure that the decision that you make now, based on these three important, what I call it, a framework of the opportunities, of your knowledge, and of the passion that you have, the decision that you made based on these three things, will be able to help you in the long term, so that wherever you encounter challenges, you know how to navigate. So let's look at opportunities. Okay, the career development so we have talked about career now. We've talked about what is career, and then we've talked about how to make a choice of career. Now we are looking at career development as the topic really, income and influence post-COVID. So what are we looking at, after this COVID period? What are the things? So when we are talking about career development, we are talking about career growth, the growth and the progress that you make in your career as a result of decision that you've taken, intentional decision, basically. So what growth are we envisioning? What progress are we envisioning based on the decision that you make now? That is essentially what we're looking at right now, because we are still in COVID. We are trying to transit these periods to post-COVID. What career development or a thing, what are you supposed to do now, to prepare you for career that you'll be able to make impact, you'll be able to make income for yourself, and you'll be able to, make some influence. So career, basically, career development post-COVID will require you to reinvent yourself, because COVID has destroyed everything that we know and has changed everything, from the way it used to be. That means, person, you also need to really adjust yourself. You need to reinvent yourself. I think that's the word to use. You need to reinvent yourself, because so many business, I'm sure for many of us that are doing business, yes, your business have been impacted. For many people that are working here, your work was affected by COVID. So how do you then prepare yourself for post-COVID? That's what we are looking at. And I wrote down some points here. I said who you are and where you are right now are actually an outcome of the decision you took some years ago. So whatever you're doing right now, whatever position, whatever business, whatever career you find yourself, is as a result of the decision that you took some years ago. And we can't really blame you for that. So because those decisions were based on what you know then, and it was based on the realities of that period. But we are now in a new normal, like he said, we are in a new normal. We are in almost a new era. Post-COVID COVID is really an era, and post-COVID is going to be an era. So what decisions should you take now to prepare you for the future ahead? That's what we are looking at right now. And to be able to do that, so whether you already have a career, a stable career, or you are a young person, a student, or maybe a young graduate that is still looking at what to do with your life, what you should do right now is, whatever position, whatever level that you are, I want you to create a vision for yourself. So that vision is by this period of time, maybe in the next 20 years or in the next 30 years, this is who I want to be. I want to be a CEO in this particular company. I want to be a director in this particular agency, organization. I want to be whatever you want to be. Maybe as an academia, somebody in academia, or you're just doing your PhD, or you're doing your master's, and you want to go into academia. I want to be a professor by this, time, or during this time frame. You have to create that vision for yourself, because the thing that vision does for you is that it helps you to navigate your action. So, for example, somebody that wants to become a governor of central bank in his career time, maybe in the next, the person wants to, maybe you are a young graduate, and your vision, you've created this vision that you want to become a central bank governor. What you will be doing now will be different from somebody that wants to become a CEO in an ICT company. So that is the power of the vision that you create for yourself. It helps you to navigate your action in the present, in preparation for the future. So going into post-COVID, where do you want to see your business? For those of us who are into business, at what level do you want to see your business? You need to define it. If you are a young graduate, what do you want to become? Like, what would you become that will give you the utmost joy? What would you become that will give you satisfaction in life? Just define it. By the time you define it, this will then help to guide your course of action. It will help you to know what to do now. It will help you to know the steps to take. And if you are to So for every one of us, whether you are into business, whether you are in a public service, or maybe, are you guys hearing me?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so whether you are into a private sector, or you're working in the private sector, or maybe you have your own business, or you are just a young graduate, trying to navigate life, whatever it is that you are doing currently, I want you to create a vision of where you want to be that will give you satisfaction. That if you are there at that level, you will be happy. And I want to assure you that there is nothing that you state that is impossible. So if you are looking at the career in the public sector, and then you are into finance, and you want to become the CBN governor, the Central Bank of Nigeria governor, I want to assure you that it is possible. When you define it, it will help you to know what to do. So you will be able to know the steps to take. It's just because many of us, when we were in school, we didn't really have a vision of what we want to become. We only say, I want to be an engineer. Just saying you want to be an engineer it's just vague, You say you want to become a doctor, fine, you can become a doctor, but just being a doctor is not everything. Being a doctor is just a thing out of, a whole. State categorically, where in that career, as a doctor, what kind of doctor do you want to be? You want to be a chief medical director in a particular maybe hospital? State it. These are vision. Or you want to own your own hospital? Whatever it is, state it as a vision. Let it be clear. And then we'll now go to what steps you need to take. For some of you that want to go into professional career as an engineer, And then you've stated where, because engineer is very diverse, just saying you want to be an engineer is not everything. Even saying that you want to be a mechanical engineer is not everything. Even saying that you want to be an electrical engineer is not everything. Saying that you want to be a doctor, the medical sector is also broad. So, you have doctor, you have a gynecologist, you have a pediatrician, you have so many things, in there. So being able to define where you want to see yourself, that if I find myself in that position at this particular point in time, I will be happy with myself, will be able to help you to know how to navigate. So for, like I was trying to say, for those of you that want to become an engineer or any other professional career, you want to go into a professional career, you should be able to know what are the certifications that I need to get. Because it's really important. Forget about what people are saying about Nigerian certification. If you want to progress, if you want to develop yourself, if you want to grow in the professional sector, you need certification. Then let nobody lie to you. If you can do all the hard work, if you don't have certifications, you may not go far. Even as a business person, you need some level of education. There are some people that will not be able to work with you based on the level of education that you have. Forget about what people talk about, Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Those guys are the very base, very intelligent guys. And even if they don't have the level of education that is really needed out there, look at the people working with them. They are people with PhD working for them. So if you do not, maybe you are a business person, you feel like you do not need so much education, you need to employ people that have good education to work for you. You can then leverage maybe their education, their qualification, their profile, to advance the cost of your company. But you can't deny that you don't need it. So for you in professional career certification, people in business, you need additional education. If you think that you need, what do you need to do? Evaluate your current position. Do you think that you need more education? If you need it, then what's stopping you? And then for those of you in vocational sectors, like somebody said is doing training for into soap making and organic products, that's vocational. What additional knowledge do you need? For you to really know what the additional knowledge that you need, it will depend on where the vision that you have for that soap production or the organic product. And for the person that wants to sell lubricants and the person into non-destructive testing, what are the vision? This vision helps you to know what are the certifications you need to get and all of that. And then
okay.
My time is up already.
For question and answer.
So okay.
Just take 5 minutes to round up, then we entertain questions. Since we want it to be more interactive.
Okay, yes. I want to be interactive. I think answering questions in this discussion will be very important. So before in the next 5 minutes, what I just want to say to you is that career development post-COVID, what you need to consider really is you need to evaluate your current position. That helps you to know where you are and then be able to determine where you want to go to in whatever you do. When you're able to establish that, you now go into what do you need to get to that level that you want to go to. And I also really want to point out that one of the things that will help you to grow in your career is not the desperation to make income. I want you to think about impact first. So you are into soap making. How do you impact people? Can you create, that product, for the less privileged? Or train people, let people feel the impact of what you do. For some of us that are into the knowledge space, share knowledge with people. Let people know, let people feel the impact and begin to think about, buying your products or your service. Because the way to impact is not first of all by income. The way to income is first of all impact. So you start making impact, and then from impact, people naturally will trust you. So if you look at Mr. Dayo, the way he started and then he grew to this level, he started by making impact, providing knowledge on the internet, and people begin to, some people here have been people that have read on the website, and then, you probably have learned one or two things. And so when, you now say, okay, I have this product for sale, you really want to buy. And over time, he has grown in influence. So this thing is like, is progressive. So you move from impact to income to influence. So whatever career you are envisioning, whatever is the vision that you have for yourself, one of the things that I want to say is that start by making impact in that direction, no matter how minute it is. So if you are into cyber cafe, can you just, train people now to use computer maybe for 5 just teach people basic things about computer, how to use the internet, just basic knowledge that you're able to share. For somebody into contract and supply, you can teach people about the products that you supply. You just let people know that if you are supplying, I don't know the kind of product that you supply, but whatever you want to be supplying, you can be talking about the importance of those things. And so people will just get knowledge. People that have those products, with them will just, okay. And so when they need it, they will contact you to supply to them. You that is into egg distribution, you can be talking about why do people need to consume egg? Those are impact that you make. I'm just trying to talk about the little things that we can do, before we talk about how you can, I don't know what to say with the egg distribution, but it depends on your level. You can begin to see how to help the less privileged, just giving them maybe egg, maybe to the orphanage and all of those things. With your company, people see, that person is trying and is giving people egg to eat. Give people that are malnourished, people in the orphanage and all of those things. You just once in a while, one crate of egg, and then you talk about it in your business. You create impact like that, and then incomes come. So let's go into question, because I still have a few other things to say, But let's go into questions.
Okay, for the question time, we just have 10 minutes to run through the question. So if you want to ask question, please raise up your hand. At the same time, you can drop the question on the chat group. So in the group chat, drop your questions. Why, if you want to raise up your hand, please do. So we have Mr. Ige raising up his hand. So you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you. I really want to, my question was as regards the question that I just want to come into the business life, or let's say second one I just finished secondary school that has a passion for a particular thing. At any level in life, we just know we have passion and this way we want to do. But if our observation do not really have this kind of broad knowledge that we are just getting now, we might just start things in a rough way. Just trying and error in such a way that at a point it may be rough before someone gets but as based on the knowledge we have now, how do we really translate the passion into something that will now be sustainable and give a sustainable income? I'm not sure if I really
Okay, I think let me just rephrase your question this way to be sure whether that's what you are trying to ask. So you are saying that for people that just finished secondary school and then they just have limited knowledge, and then they have passion, how do they marry their passion with the knowledge, the little knowledge that they have to be able to do something that is sustainable? Is that what you asked?
Yes, but not limited to secondary school. I mean, even a graduate, maybe a graduate in your field, that you are part in what's ahead of you, that will not translate the knowledge you've acquired in secondary university also to something that will bring income, a sustainable income to you. Like,
Okay, fine. So the thing, I did state earlier, one of the important thing really is when you have passion and probably you have limited knowledge, the next thing you really need to ask yourself is, and then that may require them, that's why we have career coaches and then we have counselors, that will really require them to know exactly what they want. They need to talk to somebody to really guide them. What do they really want to become? What do they really want to do? So the person will be able to, you have passion, fine, but what do you really want to do with your life? So when we define that, because whatever passion you have, it can always be adjusted. You can always adjust it. So for example, whatever passion that you currently have, and maybe the limited knowledge that we can always look for something, opportunity, things that are existing currently that you can merge this with. So that's why we have career coaches and counselors for very young people. But for people that maybe university graduates and all of those things, one of the things that I want to say, which is really important, is that you need to try so many things at a very young age. See, if Messi did not play football, Messi would not know that he would be a footballer. That's the truth. You need to try you need to really try things to, at a very young age, you need to try. There is option of moving from one thing to the other during your career. It often doesn't start. Career is not a linear stuff. It's not something that you start from here and you go straight. Sometimes it's sideways, or sometimes very zigzag. Doesn't just often go straight. Doesn't go straight most of the time. So you need to, what can happen with that person is that at whatever level that you are, you need to, first of all, look for opportunities that exist that, align with your passion and the limited knowledge that you have, and try to see how to exploit. If you still have the time, see how to exploit. Otherwise, seek counseling.
Okay, let's have Mr. Balogun. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
But I hope for Mr. Ige, I did answer your question, right?
So, Mr. Balogun, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, I really appreciate this very program. I pray may the Almighty God continue to increase your knowledge and expand your course in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Actually, I'm a professional.
Okay.
And I have this passion for something else, for business precisely. But I have found my profession has really been a time-demanding profession. So I don't know how to really to marry the two. I don't know how to marry it. Because I need money to go into business. So how do I go about it from here? Please, I need a little counsel.
So you're currently working, and then what you have passion. Yes, but what you have passion for is different.
Yes,
it's business. It's business, right? Okay, and then you are looking at how do you marry these two?
Or marry the two together? Yes. And my current profession is time demanding.
Okay, fine. So the thing is, first of all, your profession, that is taking a significant part of your time is really your career. That's it. And then, but you feel like you need to go into business and all of those things. What we can really say at this level is because since you are actually employed, what we can say really is that you need to really define, like I said create a vision. What exactly do you think that if you will remove you from this work and put you in this business, do you think that you will be happy doing it if this business was to go ahead and go successfully? Do you get what I'm saying? If we remove you from that job and put you in this your business that you want to do it full time, guaranteed that everything will go well, would you be happy? You need to define that. And when you are able to define it, the next thing you can do is that, since this is your current source of income, you need to create, just be fueling the business little by little. So it might be by seeking more knowledge. It might be by seeking to understand it gradually. And then at the point, you need to really decide, because the thing about it is that you can't really play so safe, You can't cheat your employer, and then you can't, then you want to grow this business. By the time you are able to maybe seek more knowledge about this business, what are the opportunities that exist in this industry? If I go into this business full time, will I make it, then you need to maybe start your spare time, maybe your time at night, see how to create this business, and then maybe to grow in your absence. If you think that it's not something that can grow in your absence, the very logical decision really, and which is very risky, is to see how to go and face the business. Otherwise, you just invest, you just, look for somebody that is doing very well and invest your money there. That's what some people do. So we have these people that are doing into a very successful professional career, and then they invest in businesses. I don't know whether that answers your question anyway.
All right, awesome. Can we give a clapping emoji for one of our guest speakers today? He has done justice for career development post-COVID, building massive impact, income, influence through your career. On your group chat, if you have learned so many things from this session, just drop it.
Okay, so somebody is saying,
okay,
seeking partnership may help while working. Yeah, so like investing. So you might look for somebody that is already doing and have the time, is doing similar thing or is interested in doing similar thing, and just partner with the person. So that might work. That level of partnership might work. And maybe somebody in your family, anybody, friend also, you just seek partnership. So that might help.
Awesome.
All right.
So thank you very much, our facilitator.
All right, you're welcome. So just my final word for you guys is that, it's just very brief and it's for everybody present here. So especially for Mr. Balogun that asked that question, your professional career is we say what you are trained to do is actually your profession. And then what you are paid to do is most like your occupation. But there is something that, like God sent you to do, is for those of us that believe in God. And that is like your mission. And when you are thinking, you need to see how to align these three. That is how to find fulfillment going forward, even in post-COVID, during COVID, anytime. So thank you very much. And I wish you all the best in your career.
All right, thank you, Mr. Richard. We really, really love your presentation, how you have engaged us, and all the insight you have shared with us. So for the purpose of people that want to connect with you after now, we believe that you will send us like a write-up that will contain some of the information you have shared, and your contact will be there. They will be able to drop it for them on the WhatsApp.
Yes, I'll do so. And really, you that are using Telegram on your phone. So I have for my Edge podcast that I created like a few weeks ago or so. I have some podcasts there for you. So you might want to join the Telegram group. The Edge platform, is a public channel on Telegram, so that I will share some information there. And by this weekend, I will upload podcast, and I've been dwelling on the series that you are a business. I'm trying to let everybody know, no matter what you're doing as a person, that you as an individual, you are a business. So the Edge platform, you can find it on Telegram, and join the channel. I'll be sharing some insightful information, and I have a post that I created, on Facebook. I will share it there with you guys, where I talked about, and that post really got so much engagement. And I was talking about, navigating career, because, especially our case in Nigeria is very unique. Our case here is very unique, and it's really different from people in the abroad. Our case is unique, and you need to have a native sense to know how to navigate your career in Nigeria. You don't have to stick to one particular thing. And when there is a point that you really need to think, and if it is necessary, you switch. That is when it's coming. You don't have to be stuck in a particular career. You need to know when to leave a particular career. It's progressive. Career is not a one thing. So I share a post on Facebook, and I will share on that Telegram channel. That's just what I was trying to say. So for some of you might just want to read it and get some value.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause, an emoji icon, clapping for our speaker tonight. We really love you, Mr. Richard. Thank you for sharing value, also massive value here on this platform. We really thank you for the very first time on the Youth Summit platform.
Yeah, it's a privilege. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dyer, for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone, my listener.
All right, so we drop every other information about him on the WhatsApp group, and we'll move straight to the next speaker, which is the third speaker for this first section. Then we have a break and have our second session. So for this first session, our third speaker is here with us, is around the corner, and is ready to engage us. So I'm going to share with us briefly his profile and what he's going to do for us today. So Mr. Ojo Samuel is here with us. He's going to take us through media infrastructure for impact, influence, and income. So I will quickly read his brief profile. Mr. Samuel was trained as a music analyst by Musical Servant of Nigeria, Uzon. He also received training as an information, communication, and technology expert. Entertainment industry training was another addition for him, through which he co-produced songs for Hallmark Secondary School in Ondo State about child abuse. Furthermore, he worked as backstage director for fashion industries, such as Woodland Concepts, Hazard, Remodel Actions Agency, and Pounds Model. He took part in ACFR 2019 in Lekki, where children showcase their modeling talents, and manages models within and outside Nigeria. His passion for automobile propelled him to establish a company reaching out to many on how to maintain their vehicles, coupled with other valuable information. He has solved car problems for over 1,000 users of vehicles through online and on-site service delivery. These services run concurrently with the management of wedding, anniversary, and birthday parties. He has impacted so many young Nigerians, and with his skills and giftings, he currently runs a model outfit in Lagos alongside his media house. So we are privileged to have him talk to us about media infrastructure for impact, influence, and income. And Mr. Samuel is here. You can unmute yourself now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are all enjoying this summit. Well, it's been a great privilege being here today and speaking to us. And I'm very sure that we have learned quite a number of great things from the speakers all the way from yesterday down to today. I know quite a number of us, in fact, some of us are already preparing to make use of the information we have gotten so far. So I won't really bother you much with a lot of information because most of what I wanted to speak about has been spoken of with the previous speakers. So let's just dive straight to the today's topic, and which is talking about the media infrastructure for impact, influence, and income. Please type in the comment section if you can see the slide. Please let me know if you can see the slide, please. Please let me know if you can see the slide. Type in the comment section, I can see. And if you can't see, let us know so that we can prepare to know how to adjust. Can you see? Okay, that's great. Thank you. So let's proceed further in our discussion. So as you can see that in today's discussion, we are trying to look at what do you understand by the word media, infrastructure, impact, and income. Quite a number of us always mix most of these things together. Thanks to the previous speakers who have spoken on impact and income. So as for me, I will only be talking about the media aspect and the infrastructure. And I still see that quite a number of speakers will still be speaking on this media too. So let's move straight to the point. Now, what is media? Media is a means of mass communication. That is using of broadcasting, publishing, and the internet. Today, we can see that a lot of people are making use of internet. Internet is even one of the largest means of communication in the world. So as you can see the little image I added, you can see they wrote media and it shows internet, television, radio, magazines, and newspaper. These are some and ways at which you can pass your message across. Excuse me. So if you look at it carefully, you can see that they even place them in order at which they reach out to the people. Newspaper and magazine share the same scale. Radio is a little bit above them. Television takes the next stage, while internet is on the higher side. So we need to leverage on the internet and make use of our time. You don't need to buy your data for just checking on Facebook and doing other things. You need to use the internet to communicate, to broadcast your ideas, and to generate income. If you look at the word infrastructure, this word of infrastructure can simply mean it regards a basic physical organization structure. That is a physical things like if you are starting a business, what are your physical structures? Sometimes your physical structure as at when you are starting your business might be your room, like the room you are staying, or your house as a whole. So that might be that stands as your office and equally as where you are staying. So those are the things you are putting together to push your business to the world. And at this level, you are already reaching out. No, if you look at quite a number of online business people, how many of us can physically point out to their physical structures? We can't. So a lot of them were sending their information from their rooms, and yet they are making a lot of money. So your physical structure, as I've said, might be right away from your room. If you hear what one of our speakers yesterday was saying, you should start where you are. So where you are is a starting point for you. So let's look at this word impact. As Mr. Dada just concluded this presentation talking about our impact, he's trying to impact more on his community by giving them water. You too, what is your impact in your community, or even your state, or even within your own family? What is your impact? So, but if you are looking at it at a global side, like using of media to make impact. That means you will need to be making use of television, papers, and the online, as we have said, because this plays a major role in building impact in the society. I'm very sure this Zoom we are doing is use of media. If you don't know, without this multimedia system, you can't hear me. Where I am in Lagos, and some are listening to me all the way in Ondo State, in Calabar, in Maiduguri, outside the country, in Ghana, Cameroon, even all the way from United States of America. But if I choose to write letters, you should have seen how much I would have started sending using bulk SMS. For this one goes straight to the point. You can see me, you can hear me, so you have to leverage on this. So if you look at the image I put on the right side, showing that you should increase your impact in your community and your environment. That's a sign that you increase your impact in your environment. Now, before we go to the next one, can you quickly write in your comments section and tell us what is your impact, or what impact are you planning to bring into your community in the next, maybe, let me say 10 seconds. Please, let's write in the box. What impacts are you planning to share with your community? Yes, I can see Mr. Dare David writing empowerment of self-dependence. That's very good. I love that. And another one is saying financial education. These are wonderful ways to impact to your environment and to your community. They are very, very good. Now, let's quickly move straight to ways at which we can impact to the community. Now, we said you have to make sure you share a content at the right time. Share a content at the right time. Quite a number of us ask wonderful content, wonderful idea, wonderful information. But as a mass media person, most of your information must be up to date. Like, they must come with time. They must come with they must come as at when people need it. For example, now, if you are tweeting, I mean, the current tweet now is about the death of Maradona. But if you are now bringing your own story, talking about, let me say, another player who is dead for many, many years back, it's not really like correlating, except if you are linking the two together. Or you are talking about another information that is not really on the point. So when you want to share a content, you don't have to post all about your brand new subjects when your audience are offline. Like the way I'm speaking now, let me say everybody's offline and I was talking. Who am I talking to? Nobody. So you must speak, or you must send your information when you know people are available. That's why you need to be checking your insights on your social media, or we call it your graphs on your website, which can tell you how are you doing about your post. If people are reading it, when they are reading it, you can know the time, the day, even if possible, the very minute. Most of them are clicking it. So you will know next time if you want to post, what time do you need to post, and what day do you need to post. So choose the right region and province of people that have interest in your posts or products. Now, for example, if you are talking about pounded yam, for example, the people that would love to know more about pounded yam are the West, which are Ekiti people, for example. Now, if you are now talking about burger, for example, to the same set of people, you know that you're already talking to a wrong group of people, because what you are talking about is not of interest. It will be to you, it will be as if either your content is not making sense, or maybe you are making, or maybe they are not getting you. Yes, they are not getting you, and it's not making sense to them. Your content is making sense to, let me say, people from the urban environments, like maybe Lagos or outside the country, kind of. So those people can relate very well to such a post when you're talking about program. But talking about the local people, guys, like, what are you saying? So these things, we need to be able to sort out things. Then, for you to make use of your media professionally, I will advise you to get a website. When you get a website, this helps you to monitor the traffic. What do you mean by traffic? Traffic is the coming in and out of people on your website. Like if I post about exactly what I've said now, I post share a comment at the right time. That is the title of my post, for example. The number of people that clicks it, how long they stay on the site, and so on. That's what is regarded as traffic. So the more you have people coming in and out of that website, it's what we regard as traffic. So this helps you a lot to impact to the people. At least anybody that read that content will have said, oh, kudos to what you have written. And if you equally see, you have to post timely. Your content must be timely. For example, a breaking news. A breaking news means you need to release your information immediately. For example, let me say, you hear that they reduce the price of fuel right now. Like the information is circulating right now, but you are waiting till next 5 days to post yours. It's not a breaking news again. It's not time, because almost everybody will have gotten the same information. So, but if you are one of the first 3 that posted that information, that means by the time they Google search that reduction in price of fuel, your site or your social media will pop up first. So that will give you a leverage. That's why they say make sure you are publishing right content, and don't just flood your page with stories and explanation. You will see some websites, they have, let me say, hundreds of posts. But by the time you go through some of those posts, you'll see that you can't really bring out a lot from them, because they only believe that you need to post a lot. But what you need to do is to pass a message, which is very, very important. Everybody, please type in your comment section, say message. Yeah, you need to pass out a message. Now, the number 3 of ways to go in helping your media to become one of the topmost in Nigeria is collaboration. You need to collaborate and engage with your audience. Because if, for example, if you look at the first point I made, I said, instead of you speaking at your audience, you need to speak with your audience. Do you get it now? Instead of what? Instead of speaking at your audience. Yes, I can see people, great. I can see Moaze, Balogun, Stephen Do, yes, great. Olufisayo, thank you. I can see you are writing message. Yeah, you need to pass message. So as I was saying, so I was talking about you speaking with your audience, not at your audience. What is the difference? Speaking at your audience means you're only talking to them. Like I was just talking blah, 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 blah. I'm not passing any message. But when you say you're speaking with, means the person is flowing, is following, and is with you, both physically and in mind. That is communication. That's what we refer to as well, communication. So communication is very vital when you are building your media. That's why you see some people, for example, I love to do a lot of ratings because I dwell a lot on social media. For example, let me use Instagram. I will use one of the most popular people in the Instagram pages. Pardon me, I know some of us may not like secular people, but they are easy to relate with when you are trying to do some kind of evaluations. Excuse me. Now, if you take For example, it seems that the last time that was like a month ago, the last time I did the evaluation for a project, there was a woman rather, pardon me, that has a boutique in Lagos. Personally, she has 3.5 million followers on her page, but the boutique Instagram page has 600,000 followers, and she believes she can drive her product via her own personal Instagram page. So she now asked me to consult, like, to see if what she has thought of is possible or not. And myself and the team took up the project, and we did all our analysis, and we get back to her. So, and when we are doing the presentation, she was just dumbfounded, like, is this a joke or real? I told her that your 3.5 million people that you think you have, as based on our research, you only have 115,000 active followers among your 3.5 million. So, which means if you post out of your 3.5 million, you can only actively engage 115,000. So that is the people you should be building the business for. Don't look at it as if you are building for the 3.5 million. So, and by the time we did a sample post, we took some picture in our shop, do some little editing, and we reposted it back on using our platform now as a sample. We equally use another platform, Mr. Macaroni. I know quite a number of us knows Mr. Macaroni. Mr. Macaroni should have maybe 1 million now, but the last time we saw his page, it was around 800,000 plus followers. And when we did our analysis with him, he has at least, out of that 800,000, he has at least 645,000 active followers on his page. So you can see the difference. So you must be able to narrate when you are using your media, how to generate fun. You must know whether the people who are following you are really active or they are just there for fun, or if I can say as a figurehead. So by the time we post the same thing, she was able to see the difference between our own 3.5 million follower and Mr. Macaroni 814,000. And that is as at the report time followers. So you can see. So we must be able to evaluate. Now, if she refused to collaborate with us in solving those problems, she wouldn't have seen her lapses. That the Instagram page she thought she was building because she was a celebrity, because she's an actress, but she thought that influence is enough to build the business. I told her, your career is one, your business is another. The two of them are separate entities. So you need to deal with them on a separate way. So you can type in your chat box and say, collaborate. Yes, we need to collaborate. Even if you can see the picture I put here, we have about 11 hands. If I'm right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 11 to 12 hands holding that word, collaborate. That's to tell you that if you are to be one person, maybe the person will have hold C and O, or C and L, or C and A, or C and B, you understand? But because he was able to ask for help, like people to help him or her, they're able to raise the word. So if you want to build your media business, you need to ask for help. I'm serious. You can't do it alone. Yes, you can write it in the media box. You can't do it alone. You need help. And when I say you need help, it's not only in finance that you need help. You need help even in consultation. You need help in communication. Yes. Some people don't know how to do presentations. Some people don't even know. Some people have a lot of ideas. Like they have so many things they want to share to the world, but they don't even know how to bring all this together, like to form either a post or to form a video. So all these things are very, very important. Yes, I can see a lot of information here. Stephen, Moazi, Stinalos, yes, Studio, a lot of people. Yes, can you see? We need to collaborate. We can't do it alone. Yes. So remember to carry your, remember the relationship building aspect in social media. Yes, this is very important. Quite a number of us just look at our social media as one of the platforms and say you just talk. No, it's an association where you do relationship building. Majorly, what you are talking about depends how you relate with your audience. If you are talking about car, like me, I speak a lot about vehicle, a lot. Though I have other businesses I do, but one of the biggest of my industry is talking on vehicles. In most of my posts, I don't really post much because I have a lot of social media I'm managing, a lot. Me and my team, we have a lot of social media, we are managing a lot of websites. So sometimes that a little bit boggles down, not to really have time for ourselves, but we are sorry, we try and be better, excuse me, in 2021. So you have to do a relationship building. You have to, so by the time when people see your face or see your post, they are interested, like, wow, what's Mr. Samuel posting today? I want to read about it. So you can write in the comment section, write relationship building. You need to build a relationship. Then don't be carried away by flooding your page. As I've said earlier, don't just start posting content like water. You think, they said you should keep on posting, and you start flooding. This year, I don't think I posted up to 5. This whole year, I think I posted up to 5 contents. But one of the contents that I've posted even last year is still working for me till today, because there was a YouTube post I did on how to import your car into Nigeria, and till today that post is still trending like widespread fire. So if your content is rich, that takes me to the next of our information. If your content is rich, can you see, you will make money from it. So if your content is valuable, you are going to make money. So that's why in my content, I don't run after money immediately. No, I give you the information. When you get the information, you are the one to see it, that yes, this information is valuable enough, I need to pay for it. If you want a genuine and a correct service, don't be looking for free things. I'm telling you the real fact. Don't be looking for free things. Yes, though you might not be able to pay more, but even if the person even offer like, okay, don't worry, I'll do it for free. After the service, try and appreciate. That's not a payment now, just an appreciation. Let me say you want to do a blog post and the cost is 1,000 naira, or let me say it's 5,000 naira, and the person says, oh, don't worry, Balogun Joseph, you're my friend, I'll post for you. But the person did it and you love the job, you can at least compensate the person with at least 1,000 naira. Wow, thanks for the job done. I can tell you by tomorrow when you call the same person that come and do this job for me, he or she will gladly come, because what? He has seen that even apart from even charging you, you can appreciate someone very well. So this thing is very, very important. Also on your post, try to, you can have different ways at which you make your post. You can use infograph, you can use white paper, you can have ebook, you can have blog posts. Like I wrote an ebook on 20 things they did not teach you in your driving school. There are quite a number of things people don't know about driving. Quite, in fact, I don't think I can exhaust it in the next 5 years. But I try, just as I've said, me and my team will be coming up with a lot of mouth-watering information come 2021 by the grace of God. So you can be looking forward to our website and all our YouTube channels to make sure you stick to the information. So everything you created should be targeted for a specific niche. Yes, as you can see, if you go to my website, for example, my website is speaking on the cars, it's speaking on business, it's speaking on health. That's what my website is talking about. But I know that quite a number of you will ask that, why don't you put your wedding stuff? And no. There's a way you package your information. If you have a website, for example, you must not put too much of different information. Yes. For example, I'm already planning to come up with another website for media generally, but presently running a model agency and it's on Instagram. We just launched it, very, very new. But yet, almost all our posts made it to Instagram Explorer, almost all our posts. That's to tell you that to do that, what do you need? You need to research. This year alone, I know a lot of us are looking forward to win grant. I have won grant this year, this 2020 years. I won grant from Google. Yeah. So somebody can write it in your comment section saying, I will win grant. Said it to yourself prophetically that I will win grant. Yes. So I won a grant with Google in the making what they call it, software. Yeah. I won a Google software grant. So the grant was about 2 million naira worth, but they used it to train us on the Android software, and the training was okay. The training took around 5 months, 5 to 6 months. So during when people are shouting about the COVID-19 issue, me, I was just enjoying the training. So that's just it. So nevertheless, I usually look out for a lot of opportunities day in, day out. And I know I've been trying to apply for this Google Californian scholarship. There's one of the scholarships they hold every year. They're supposed to hold it this year, but based on the COVID-19. Last year I qualified, but unfortunately I lost out based on some bilateral relationship between Nigeria and the United States at that time, so I couldn't make it up. So, but I'm still hoping to see other opportunities to make it. So, just as Mr. Dayo shared in the opening slide, that talking about how you can see all these links, all these opportunity links, please, you have to make use of them. Those links are not there for the people who are posting it. They are there for everyone. You need to maximize opportunities. Please, we need to maximize. I want to, by the time we are hosting this 2021 summit, I want to see a lot of testimony on how many people that has won the grant. So please, package yourself and get set for the opportunity. So that takes us to the fifth point, which is what? Get connected. Please type it in that comment section now, that get connected. If you disconnect an electricity, you can never have a light. That's it. And light takes about 70% of human's life. Light, you can write it also. Light takes about 70% of human life. So, for example, one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is electricity. If electricity issue can be fixed, I can tell you point blank that this country development will be massive and rapid. I can tell you that. Yes, I can say, yeah, Mr. Solomon, get connected. Ibrahim, get connected. Ubin and Peter, I love that. You are getting connected. Yeah, Mr. Steven, get connected. Yes, that's great. So we need to get connected. Yeah, we need to get connected. So now, if you can see in the point, you have, this is one of the most crucial aspects of the media and society. Yes. Now, let me ask you a question. Write in the comment section if you are a photographer, if you are a videographer, if you are an editor, if you are a cinematographer, if you are backstage engineer, if you are continuity, if you have one or two things to do around media, please write in the comment section. I want to say one or two things about that, so that other people who are not also into the media can equally benefit, because I always try to make my information a general, so that everybody can get the information. Like, yes, Lam, you can just join the meeting, please. What are we connecting to? Yes, so we are getting connected. We are connecting to the information. Yes, you need to connect to the information, and you must make sure the information is connected to you. So that's what we are getting connected to. Then Samuel, yes, get connected. Okay, you're into media. Yeah. Which aspect of the media are you, Mr. Lamp Media Coach? Tell us exactly. Okay, photography success. That's good. Now, the reason why I was asking about which aspect of the media are we, because I want to just get connected to address some of our problems. For example, like Mr. Jibrin says, he's a photographer for 6 years. For example, if you take your pictures of your client, how do you package it? Let me share some insight with us about that. I have a friend who got married 2 years ago, and he made use of one of our schoolmates as a media person. But when this person finished the job, brought the photo book and the other frame, it was not good enough. I'm not trying to spoil anybody's business. I'm telling you exactly what happened. But do you know that another person did a wedding, but another photographer now took the event? But first, the photographer came early. So what I want to say now, you have to what? Be time conscious of your business. If they tell you that a wedding is starting 10, don't get there 10:30. Be there if possible 9 a.m. I'm telling you, people love people that come early birds. Yes. Then make sure your jobs are neat and perfect. No room for error in the media. No room for error. Your job must be perfect because media jobs go far. Now, after he finished the job, because of his good connection, that's where I'm going on. Because of his good connection, he got about 4 jobs at that event. 4. It's not that they told me I was there. 4 jobs, which the minimum they paid him at that job is 600K. There was a job that he got in Lekki that is for, let me say, that for 2 weeks. Yeah, he did 2 weeks job, and they gave him 11 million naira. 11 million naira. So it is how you package your business. You need to package your business. You need to get connected. Like at the end of this year now, if you're into media, I expect us to share either hamper or gift to your customer. You can even do as simple as a calendar, like to appreciate them, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So you can do Anki, you can do little bags, things that people can just appreciate. It depends, if you are dealing with a man, you must know what types of gifts can you give to a man. If you are dealing with a woman, you must know what type of gifts are you giving to them. And if you are dealing with both sex, then so all those things you must put into your consideration. I can see Mr. Stephen Dowu talking about that he's a director and a scriptwriter. Yeah. For example, you can sell your scripts. Yes, if you write a good script, you can sell it online, you can sell it offline. There was a script sold to Izzy Odunlade that bought the script. He bought the script around 500,000. I forgot. I know I heard of that. So if your script is very good, you can package it. You can, for example, you need to open a social media, and you have to be engaging people based on script writing. You can even do a free book on it, how to script write or how to be a director, all this kind of stuff. So you need to, those are aspects at which you can make money. Now, okay, you're also into cinematography. Yeah, that's very good. So it's one of the big business in Nigeria. So if you can perfect it very well, you can make a lot of millions from that aspect, Mr. Lamtosh. So just as we have just said, so we have spoken about connection among people of like minds. So you need to share your ideas to people who are also in the same field with you. Sometimes, I'm talking about sharing an idea. I'm not talking about having a mentor. Having a mentor can be anybody. Anybody you think is more experienced than you can be your mentor, but sharing of idea and getting connection must be within the people of your business, people who has the same idea. So they'll be able to tell you, this is how I've been doing it, or these are what I'm doing to propel my business. And if you can see the last slide, it's talking about the income. They say income is a money received especially on regular basis for work or through investment. So income, for example, now as a cinematographer, when you finish your business, the money get back is what? It's your income. So it's very, very vital. After doing a business, you must be able to get a payment for the job done. Now, how to use media to build income? I know this is one of the biggest aspects we need, and I will not really take much of our time there. So one, you need to promote affiliate products. For example, you can go to ClickBank, you can go to Ogadigit. This Ogadigit is one of the biggest place where you can do your marketing. You can go to Amazon, you can go to Gigi, you can go to Konga, you can go to Jumia, you can go to Market for Real, and so many other platforms that you can use to do the affiliate marketing. So you need to create and promote your own product. Depending on what you are doing, as I've said, you need to create your own product and package it very well. People love well-packaged products, and you share it to the people. Then promote your products and services. Pay a token for ads. A token, $10, $5, $2. So it helps you to promote whatever you are posting on your social media or on your website. Then use virtual media to promote your craft. Yes, just as I am into fashion industry. What do you mean by virtual craft? Like you have a boutique, we'll bring a model to your office. He or she will put on your clothes, and we take some good snap shots about the clothes. Then we write some stuff about it. We can do some short videos. So all those things will make your people get connected to virtual things. Like if I'm only speaking and you're not seeing my face, I know you still follow, but you are a little bit connected to me because at least you can see my face. So people get connected. That's why if you look at the level of people watching, to watch a movie is higher than to listen to music. People are attracted to watching, even if you release the same music, like the music is on MP3 and MP4, people will still prefer to go for MP4 because they want to see either the dance steps or the attire the person is wearing, so many other things that will attract them to that. So then promote your coaching and consulting services. So you need to promote your coaching and consulting services. Then join the YouTube partner programs. Create your website. Then you can equally get Google AdSense. All this was spoken about by Mrs. Bibi Akwampa yesterday, so I don't need to say more on that. Then in conclusion, to achieve all this, don't procrastinate. Please write in the comment section, don't procrastinate. Because procrastination kills a lot. It ruins a lot of business, and doing that is not going to help you to achieve anything. So whatever you want to do, do it now. Do it immediately. Do it immediately. So you can even say that I said the good time to start is what? It's now. That's it. The good time to start is now. Planning is what? Is better, because even if you want to start, you need to what? You need to plan. Because if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. So you need to plan. But the most crucial aspect of it is what? Executing. You need to execute those ideas and plan, because that is the best of them. Whatever you have planned, whatever you have as an idea, you need to execute them. So here I'll be stopping off. So for more information, you can reach out to us on this personal mail. I will drop my company's mail so that you can reach us to the companies when we are dropping this slide. That's my number, and that's the website down there. And I wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's give Mr. Ojo Samuel an emoji clapping. Let's give him an emoji clapping. Thank you so much for that awesome presentation. It has been, I've been writing a lot, I've been jotting, I've been putting things together since morning. It has been awesome. If you are in the media space and if you are doing anything to make impact, you have to use the media. So quickly, Austin said, bravo. Natasha is clapping. Thank you, thank you. Let's appreciate our speaker today. So quickly, we have 10 minutes for question and answer. Then we will have our 30-minute break. Then come back by 6:30 thereabout. So Mr. Balogun is already raising up his hand. Let's have you straight away. Let's have your question.
Thank you very much, presenter. I really appreciate this presentation. May God increase your knowledge in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Please, in the section of Get Connected,
okay.
That where I'm really highly interested in. You talk about writing scripts, which is part of my hobby too. Now, I be experiencing some script writing. At the end of the day, somebody took it away, and there's nothing. Could somebody protect his or her script after writing it? That was the question. How could you protect your script after you might have done a hard work? How could you protect it without somebody taking it away?
Okay, that's a very good question. For example, I'm very sure you know what we call patent rights in Nigeria. It's available.
Yes.
So if you are script writing, you can patent write it. Equally, you can involve your lawyer if you are very sure that the script you are writing is very valuable. Then thirdly, you only give a framework of your scripts to whoever that wanted to buy or make use of it. You don't drop your total script. If the person is trying to tell you, I don't understand, tell him bye-bye. In the sense that some people will be reading your script as if they don't understand. No, they're only trying to memorize as much as possible. They will later tell you that go away with your script. Whereas they have memorized all, because some people have photographic memory. If they see a thing, they can take it immediately off. So you give them a framework, like a summary of, you will not give them the whole information, just a skeletal aspect of it. Then you can patent write it, or you can involve your lawyer. So these are some of the steps you can use to protect your script writing.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate you. We have Natasha. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, you
are. Yes. Well, thank you for your presentation. I really enjoyed that. I had a question in the beginning of your presentation, you talked about posting on your social media content that is, of course, relevant and clear, but what time did you notice, and I don't know if I missed it, but what times is it good to post that you can kind of maximize the viewings? Have you noticed when you're posting your content?
Okay, for example, thanks for your question, Natasha. For example, if you want to use my own kind of post to judge, I've done my own research. The highest time I have views on my post is always on Monday, 2 p.m. That's, I'm talking about my own post. Monday, 2 p.m., my post is always out there. But for you, as I said, if you are using a website, for example, or you are using Instagram, or for example, if you are using Instagram, you can go to what we call Instagram Insights. Instagram Insight. That will give you the graph sheet of how people are reacting to your post, how people are clicking, liking, and commenting on your post. So you know which day, which time, and which hour. So that's why I said, if you need anything about your posting, let me say on your social media, on your website, you can reach out to us on that number. So we can book an appointment and talk about it and help you to solve the problem appropriately.
Okay, awesome. Samuel is saying, thank you, sir. Stephen Indowu is saying, I enjoyed this. And so let us appreciate our trainer tonight. We are glad to have this caliber of trainer with us today. Before we can get some of our speakers, we know to what extent that we have been able to follow them up to be able to be here today. So quickly, we are going to go for a very short break now. Austin is saying thank you, more blessings, sir. We really appreciate you. Ikpimoyo say God bless you, sir. Dr. Tobeshuku say God bless you. I wish you more. Thank you, sir. Mr. Samuel, we are so glad that you are able to take this session and share with us insight. You know, secret to success is what you are sharing with us. There are some little insights you will know like this that will take you to your next level. We really appreciate you. So a slide, we will be dropping it on the WhatsApp group later in the day. If you are not on the WhatsApp group, please find yourself on the WhatsApp group. Before we close this this first session, the first speaker gave out is giving out airtime to the top 3 people that answer the question. So if you are part of those people that answer the question, can you drop your phone number now? We want to capture your phone number. There are just 3 of you, Onojairos and 2 other people. So Onojairos has sent his number, is no more here now. So if you have your phone number there, just put it down. Then so Austin is one of them. So we are capturing your phone number now. 68227604. The second person, I hope the person is still here with us. If you are the one, drop your phone number now. Okay, so we have so we have 3 numbers now, but it's just 3 people that he picked, and that would be Ige Absalabu. So don't worry, we all receive your airtime before the close of business today, so that by tomorrow you can tell us if you received the airtime or not. So we have Austin, we have Ige, and we have Oluwa Fisayo, and we have Onojairos. Okay, thank you very much. So we are going to close this session now. By 6:30, we will send the link to the second section. So go and relax, go and eat something, go and prepare yourself for the second session. The second session is power packed. Our mommy is coming, and 2 other trainers, international repute trainers, will be with us by evening today. So if you know people that are supposed to be here on this program and they are not here, tell them and let them be here by 6:30. So we send a link to the Zoom, to the WhatsApp group. We also want to say a shout out to all our viewers on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Also, our viewing center in Ondo State, by evening, I will share some of their pictures. They took pictures yesterday. We had over 50 people in attendance yesterday in Ondo State in the viewing center. So today too, they will take the attendance. I will tell us about that later in the evening. So thank you very much. We end this meeting now, and we'll